welcome to War Commander Unshackled there. The monthly Godscope talk with the panel, or ask the panel questions and that there. He did not know a thing about it there. So that was all good there. So rather than me introducing the panel, we'll start off at the far left there. So the panel can introduce themselves. That's you, Brandy.
Hey, I'm Brady Hallman. I'm also known as Ghost Rider, and I've been working with Unshackled and the Situation Room for about a couple of weeks now, and I've been enjoying my time here so far. And hopefully, all we can do is give some more information to everybody that we can to make the game play better, at least.
Thank you. Next down the list.
I think the order is different for everybody. So Dava, you're next.
Come on, Daba.
Okay. Well, I'm Daba Phoenix, aka Iceman, and
I think the order is different.
Yeah, somebody's got YouTube open. They're not gonna mute YouTube, so they don't disrupt my intro. So I'm one of the many War Commander forum moderators. So if you have a question, hit me up.
Thanks for just a forum.
It's your boy Slim Shady. Do I need to say more?
But are you the real Slim Shady?
In fact, 100% I can confirm I'm not, unfortunately.
I can't stand up.
I can stand up. I'm just not the real Slim Shady. But I am the real Slim Shady, you know what I'm saying?
Next one there.
It's me. It's Thomas. My name is Switch. I'm level 45, and I'm new here.
Welcome aboard.
Glad to have you both there, guys. Are the two newest members of Unshackled there.
Thank you.
And Mr. Scoop.
I am the unstoppable juggernaut known as Godscope. I've been in Unshackled for a little over a year now. I specialize in making people cry and doing everything I can to help the community get better as players.
And me, I'm Anton Airlines, level 46, and just a happy-go-lucky sort of guy and likes chilling out with this gang here. And that's it. So, what sort of week was that in War Commander for everybody?
Well, I'm really excited about next week when we're getting all our cool new updates and the season ends, PvP season ends more than this week. This week's been boring other than the cool Omega bases that got me the Omega Jug and the Omega Titan.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for the 2-week upgrade on my CC because I'm not spending $90 on it.
Thomas?
Yeah?
What sort of week was that for you in War Commander? Was that a good week for you? Or
Yeah, I think so. I like that Kickstarter put the new bases on. Shut up on bases. That kept me busy. It's a nice touch from them. So, that's it. I have killed a lot of them.
That's good. So it was a good week for you then. You enjoyed that week.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Not too much of a grind, was it?
No, this level is okay for me. I think at least.
That's okay. Brandy, yourself. Yes. What sort of week was that for you there?
Disgusted at repair times. Did about 2 or 3 rounds of the event, then decided to screw it. Saw that nice little technical thing that you can buy, and turned out you can buy it twice. I was like, woohoo! So I bought that twice, said screw it with the event, quit, and started repairing.
So, do you think the offers kicks are given out are the more beneficial to the players now?
I'm starting to think so, because they need to make the money somehow, and they know they got people that can't make all the way through the event to get everything. So why not get what you can? And then if you can spend a little extra, then why not?
Yeah, like I got my Herald to level 40, but I don't usually buy packages because, like, to move up my Omega Herald from 32 to 34, it makes no difference. Like, all my units I thought would be 32 forever, but
Yeah, really.
you know what I mean? The package I got, it was excellent. You know what I mean? Very
Yeah,
good.
what technical? The reason why I like them is because they can hit just about everything, and that's why I thought it was a really great deal.
I was doing my Titan because, like, from 35 to 36, even though it's 10 days, because I had nothing better to do in my hangar, because all my token stuff, I'm locked by tokens.
Yeah. And yourself, Jobba, what sort of week was that there? What did you think?
Everyone knows I love grinding in War Commander, or I do grind a lot in War Commander, and I really like these 95 bases because they accomplish the same thing as 845 bases or 270, and it's basically like having a boss base every single time, as far as like getting your shadow ops done.
And I think it's worth the repair. Like, even if you make a mistake or get clipped and it's 2 or 3 hours damage you get, you know, you're a bit disappointed, but the job's done.
Yeah.
Yep. You
Yeah,
do.
like that. That's why I like those 95s. Is even then, like if I do a 95 and I take 8 hours repair time, whatever, I'm done my shadow ops for the week. I can log off at the end of the night, come back on, and my tune's better.
That's another thing, Gutscoop, that bring up a good point you bring up. Right now we got technical tech, I believe Draken tech, and Breacher tech in the store. I already killed myself getting all that stuff prior, so I've got to do my one base for the week, and I'm good.
Yeah, it's good. I think it was. I think who else we must Slim.
I
Oh,
went
no, I
first.
really asked you there, not there. How about there?
I went first.
That's okay there. But it's a good week for me as well. You know what I mean? And that'll do the job.
Fuck you! You stay away from my base. I have my anti fuck you missile bastion running. You're not allowed to hit me for 12 hours.
So Slim, are you ready, sir? Slim's going to show us a
Oh,
45.
am I going first? I'm not ready. Wait, you caught me with my pants down. Wait, talk about something else for like 5 minutes.
Dub, are you good to go there, Dub? Are you?
Let's talk about how we should be prepared when we're presented with the task on the panel.
Wait, you didn't say I was going first. Other motherfucker.
Wait, are we gonna talk about
It's
being
logical,
prepared?
but-
I found out 2 hours ago that I was running the show, and I found that out because somebody sent me a PM saying Godscope's monthly talk with the panel. I was like, what are you talking about?
Hey,
And then he sent me the YouTube link, and I was like, oh shit, I better get to the bottom of this.
That's more preparation than I had. That's more preparation than I had.
2 hours is plenty of time to prepare.
They waited till the thing was live. They waited till the thing was live, and they were like, "Go."
Do you mean that?
Yeah.
You mean actually somebody told you, Godscope? Who was it? I'll have words with him.
It was KS Man of War. He sent me a message this morning.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
Oh yeah. Lonnie's got a stopwatch set down. As soon as 12 hours is up, he's gonna come flatten me.
He probably will. So, Jobba, are you ready to do a 70? Are you?
Sure. I say sure because it was the task I was given was to prep, do this base with my first time looking at it being live on the air. So
Yes.
challenge accepted.
The 70?
Don't get nervous.
Jobba, have you any scouts? Have you?
I do.
Could you scout one there live as well, please, and just we'll talk through it there.
I'm thinking I'm gonna blow the dust off with some tunes. You guys are gonna be surprised.
Who was the game name? The gentleman there that I don't want to say his real name. You know, on live on the air. That's done a lot of the event basis with Caretaker and Special Forces units.
Game name is Erwin Rommel.
Yeah.
And he also PM'd me saying that he has a 45 with like those kind of units. So I'm trying to get him to make a video for that because I had somebody PM me yesterday in Discord, and this person was like, "Well, 45s are too hard," and this, that, and the other. So I said, "Well, what units do you have?" And he told me, and so If Slim's going to be doing the 45, Slim's about this guy's level, and so that'll help. And this Owen Ramos got even less units that he's using. So between the two videos, I think we can help this player out.
Oh shit! They killed one.
I wonder is he in chat? Is he? You know, I would like that gentleman to come on sometime onto the show there, because it's
I'm trying to hang out, but
Rommel's a champion, man. The videos he makes, I subscribe to him. I watch his videos. He is a legend.
You know,
I didn't even know he did had a YouTube. I just seen him like uploading him to Unshackled page.
He's, you know, some of his videos are a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? And it just makes you think outside the box.
It's nostalgic.
It is very, very good. You know what I mean? And it's something I think that we shouldn't really scrap all units. We should keep some.
Yeah.
You know, and hint kicks eye, storage, CC upgrade. We need it.
Yeah. Between Rommel and City, they're both incredible.
City was on here. He's just having some technical issues. So he is there. City was on. So hopefully he can get back on very soon there.
Yeah.
Well, City had issues logging in.
Yeah, I don't know. I had an issue as well. I had to log out again there, so that the whole hangout went down to me.
I gotta re-equip some of my dinosaur units that I'm gonna be using. So I gotta remember the tick that I had on.
Are you ready to rumble, Dub? I think I glitched out there.
Yeah, I'm just equipping some of my units, and then I'll.
So
I don't have enough components. So
any questions out there on YouTube?
Yeah, all right, we'll just use those on tech.
Oh, there's Phil there.
Series, there we go. Have enough
who's presenting?
I will be in a
Nobody yet. Okay.
Okay. All right.
There we go. Right, Dub, you're presenting there now.
All right. So here's
Go ahead.
Here's my tune. I got a bunch of Furies in this one tune. Actually, here I'll cut it to 1500 space.
Smart idea.
Just so this way, like people won't say, "Oh, you got max space." That's why you can do it. And I'm gonna have Nyx just in case all goes bad and the Furies don't work.
Hello, Jess. How are you?
What else can we do? Remember, I'm making a tune, just making tunes like blind. So I'm just putting random air without like.
So what,
I can put blackout and tight sandstorm and all that, but
with?
Huh?
What are you going to do this 70 with? What's your units?
These air, and I'm gonna bring some ground. The air, I've got minus damage from ground, increased movement speed, and then the anti-ground wingman drone. I don't use the anti-air wing drone because I don't ever fight air with my Furies because they are terrible against air. So they're all the same. And see, I'm a very simple person, so all my Furies are the same tech. I don't like mix match units. And then Nyx has got all the hero tech, but I'll try to refrain from using her if my regular Furies at work. And my Valiants, I got the diamond tech apparently on these. But I've got reduced damage from bunkers and infantry, reduced damage from ground, and then minus 70% from all sources for 5 seconds. So this is the best way I've found to equip them if you're just going to throw them into something. Because they get the reduction from damage, they get reduction from bunkers, and they get just flat ground unit reduction. So that's a good like suicide. The only thing is he's slow as a tank. So then for the ground, I'm going to I have some caretakers I can sacrifice for science. So not caretakers, technicals that I can sacrifice.
Say.
I was just checking to make just to see if anybody was paying attention.
Your ground is technicals, is it?
Yeah, we'll see how it does. I'm a tutor by day, so when I make a mistake on the board, accidental or on purpose, I just tell the student, "Hey, I just did that on purpose, just to see if you're paying attention."
You're slacking.
I'm gonna do untech technicals just because why not?
Well, with the technicals, the tech doesn't really matter unless it's like actual tech that you've earned. But if it comes to like the fire turret or the rocket turret, anybody who has a technical has that tech.
Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking I could put the corrosion on, but yeah, not everybody. That's not standard with it. But I think.
Yep.
All right, so let's take a look at this.
Make
Oh, wait, hold on.
full screen there, double, will you?
Yeah, I know. I'll zoom out. I'm full screen, but I gotta zoom out because otherwise it looks bad.
Yeah, you don't want to pull a FA and do 45 minutes straight of video zoomed in. I don't get how people can play like that.
Oh, I love playing like this. I can't. It really annoys me playing like that because everything's too small. Because my eyes aren't 20/20 vision, so it helps better doing this. But
you're scouting this here now, Deb, I guess.
Yep.
So if you can you get the range in those things? Can you?
There's your bunker.
Yes. If you just do that slowly, there, it'll just give people can watch the video back and pause just to get the range.
I'm not too worried about the bunkers, but what I am worried about is that hunter. So there's like a little black dot right there.
Yeah. Click on the railgun there to get the range of the bunkers and the way people can get an actual gauge on it, like a piece of land or a rock or an angle of the landscape.
Now, see here, I see that little patch right there. So it reaches from there to that little patch. So that a flak with how I plan to attack this, that flak range is going to be most important to me.
Is there a missile bastion on that base? Is there? Yeah.
Good call. Yes, there is. But it looks like I could take that out because they're just archers. Or, sorry, Cal 5s and Chargers over here.
Yeah.
There's Achilles yes in the rocket silos, so you don't want to bring any.
That'll hurt your juggernaut.
They are pesky.
Just a little bit.
There's the microwave, but the middle turrets don't seem too bad. I mean, once you break that first line, you'll be all right. Because the rest of it is just normal units. So
I'm thinking you could take that missile jammer out quite easily there, could you? With a couple of Furies?
A couple of Furies, or if you're really lazy like I am, you could just use a raining blood up.
Yeah, it's another one, yes. And it'll fly lovely over there, won't it? If you direct them to west there, you don't mean they'll fly east then.
There's a slight problem with me using missiles, though.
No resin, Thor?
Come on now, you're talking to Daba Phoenix. Daba Phoenix always stocks resin. But I'm doing a science experiment right now. And it's going to take probably a month to complete my science experiment.
Any tips out there on YouTube there? What way you would do this? Or do you like this base or you dislike this base? Is it quite easy or difficult? Or
And here's my science experiment. I got 10 atlases building. So I'm kind of locked for missiles for the next however long Atlas takes times 10. So I want to check their damage against different bases and stuff. So I need a whole plethora of them. But here's nothing. It don't seem too bad. And it's definitely, for how I'm going to do it, it's definitely not going to be a one-hit base. You guys know I love using my... Oh, I forgot my Vindicators. I'm just going to use Vindicators for that Hunter.
Dead on, man. Yeah, just... job was, just doing it slightly different there. I think, you could possibly just take out the jammer and you get nearly missile spam it there, but that's not the point there. Everybody doesn't have max missiles. Everybody doesn't have level 20 Furies. I think a level 7 Fury there or level 6 Fury will probably die before it gets to its destination.
You guys know how much I love res, so really I would PK all 4 of those if I was going to missile it, and then PK all 4 of those, and then PK that, but that's no good for YouTube. And that doesn't really help people.
That's if a PK lands on that, does it?
No, it'll land. It should land because there's nothing in here that'll shoot the PKs down because there's no storms. None of these units shoot PKs. The Hunter doesn't. The Flak doesn't over here. The bunkers traditionally don't have any PK shooters.
Yeah.
So,
the only thing that shoots them is the anti-air plasma.
Oh yeah, over there. He's got a viral on it though, so you don't want to bring your Titan back there. Or a Fury, in my case.
Which direction would it usually land? From the left or the right?
What was that?
The PKs. When they land.
Usually they're to your where they are to your base, but some bases they only come in one specific way. So for instance, the 70 is right here, and my base is here, so it should come in from the left. But
are you going for the jammer double there? Ian's asking out there on YouTube there, can a Fury take out the jammer?
I can show that. I mean, I showed 30 seconds a minute ago why I can't use missiles, but so I won't be using missiles, but yeah, I can take the jammer out with a Fury if you want.
Yeah, if you can do that as well, because I know you're not going to use missiles, so it works better that way.
Here's a technique to keep your repairs down. Since they always put the dead unit or the damaged unit at the back, just keep using that same damaged unit. This way you get one Fury that's damaged instead of multiple. And the little bazooka dudes, I believe they have, so you have to hit it, and then it disappeared. Wow. And then retreat your Fury.
Yeah, these all, sorry, Dub, I'm just going to interrupt you. These all get that there. You don't mean you have to deploy all your, say you have 5 Furies and one of them is damaged. Deploy all 5 Furies. Pick out the one that's damaged and use it.
And right now I'm just picking off the bunkers.
There you go. There. What level's your Fury, Dubbo? Roughly, is it?
That's a good question, my friend.
17, 18, and what is it there?
It's over 14. It should be over 14.
So,
but
what level of Fury? I think would a level 7 Fury get there? Would it?
I mean, as long as he's got 550 range, which I believe the Fury is one of the units that starts off with max range, then you'd be able to do.
I can test that. I have level 7 Furies, so
yeah, but that's good there. You know what I mean? I think if you play it right, I think you should be able to get it. Because if you can get that there, that's going to help a lot of people. Even your friend, your clanmate, or a game buddy can even just take out the missile jammer for you. That's the base broken.
All right, so now I'm going to try a little advanced war commander here. Let's see how it works. I'm going to take one Fury there. I'm going to take this one Fury. I'm going to keybind that to 1, keybind that to 2. So I hold shift, or I select this one and I hold shift and hit the number 1. I light him, hold shift, hit the number 2. So when I hit 1, this one lights up. 2, this one lights up. So if I'm careful, this Hunter won't hit me. And what we're going to do is hit 1 there and 1 there. And just for science, see how that works. And I'm gonna try to get them to line up so this way they avoid the flak and they avoid the avoid that as well, the hunter as well. But we'll see how it goes. Boom, perfect. Now they got 2 different targets. And we'll see the results of that. Oh, you stupid turret. How did 2 Furies not take out the Overwatch? That's really weird. But okay. I'm glad they reduced the splash on the or they took away the splash on the hunter. Oh, and if you have a corpus buff, it'll help your. Oh man, I got robbed. Look at that. Oh, now you just 1 Fury again, but
It's all good.
and I mean, if you really want to do this with Furies, you could take that hunter out with Furies because the Fury can take a hunter shot. He's a champ. Oh wow, I didn't get any damage on my other 7. That's pretty cool. And if this thing took a hunter shot, that's pretty awesome. So I'm gonna scoot over a little bit for obvious reasons.
Oh, I love being me sometimes. I said I love being me sometimes.
It's not a bad way to be.
Okay.
This was at my Fury.
Results of the science experiment is that a low-level Fury, as in a level 6 or a level 7, it takes 2 shots, but you can take out the missile bastion.
Good. There you go there, guys and dolls there. You know what I mean? So even if you've got level 2 or 3 Furies, bring 2 Furies. I think it's worth it. So how many minutes have you got in this base here? 25 minutes, is it, for this base?
Yeah, it should be.
So, and really and truly there, if you're struggling with these bases, you know, tag team up. You know what I mean? Even if one person there drops a PK, jumps out, another one drops a PK, jump, you know what I mean? Do it that way. That's what clans are for.
So now I'm going to take 1 shot on the flak and 1 shot on the bunker. But since the flak does AoE, I'm going to come at it from 2 different angles and let the damaged one go first. So the damaged one is number 2. So we're going to put... Actually, here, let me swap their positions so this way this damaged one doesn't have to go as far for the flak. Or commander tactics that don't require Ardra Jug. Alright, so hopefully this will work for science. For science! Oh, you stupid. Alright, so today we have learned that 1 Fury will not take out a heavy platform like that with 1 bullet.
Have you thought about trying Francis? What do you want to call him?
I'm just gonna go back with the Fury and show him again, but I thought that I could just drop them both at the same time.
Hey, Brandy,
But,
world map.
Yeah. Huh?
World map. Continue, Daba.
Oh, I lost the Fury. Rip. What killed my Fury and did that much damage to another one? I guess that flak really tears up Furies.
Also, maybe if you're going this way here, it's electric will probably help a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so don't use Furies against that flak because they buffed it. I forgot that they buffed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit these ground turrets, and then I'm going to work on the air turrets on the corner. Since they were mean and killed my Furies. Oh, yeah. I guess you could bait those little rocket launcher dudes out.
What's
that's a Hornet on me. So by the time they return there, it'd be quicker just to end attack. Yeah. Actually, with those turrets, I could probably just use technicals. I forgot I had those instead of going back for Vindicators. Yeah, we just have the ion gun, which that shouldn't matter. And if that silo's loaded with what do you call it, the little hornets, they're not going to bother me as well. They're not going to bother my ground. How did that not kill the railgun? I want a refund on my Fury. He's defective. There we go. All right. I saw a video. Somebody used a Valkyrie on this. Somebody was telling me they seen it on a video that somebody was using a Valkyrie to like bait these guys out. I was like, oh, that's pretty impressive. Like that's who still uses Valkyries, but there's a valid tactic. Now this is going to take forever since I don't have the corrosion, but I guess the smarter thing to do is to bring the tune of units that I had right here that are guaranteed shot. That take forever to move. There we go. I would use the Valiants to hit them as I baited them with my technicals, but I'm pretending like I only have 1,500 space on ground. So.
Yep, but I think if you're going to do this way, I think that's electric is going to be a good because you'll be able to do 270s in 1 hour, hopefully.
I'm gonna go for it, I guess. That wasn't too bad.
Thomas,
Yeah.
what way do you do any 7 days or do you do the 95?
I have hit them both.
You've hit them both there.
Yeah.
And what do you think?
I think with the Juggernaut you can do it quite easy, and even real fast, I think.
Right, so say a level 1 Ardra, a level 10 Caretaker, and a level 24 Juggernaut. What would you expect the damage to be there, roughly?
I just use a Juggernaut and a Caretaker, and then I use some technicals. I have combined maybe 1 hour repair time if I don't screw up.
Yeah, and if you screw up there, what?
Oh, then it's four hours maybe.
Yeah. So what do you think is acceptable for a screw up on one of these bases?
I think about 2 hours is okay.
Yeah.
Then you can leave the game and go back 2 hours later and do the same over again.
Hey, come here, you stupid piece of...
2 hours would be good, so it would.
Yeah.
I'm trying to draw this little thing out so I can get him. I can get in close. This way he can't fire at me. But it's a game of cat and mouse. Because if I get too close, that bunker is going to hit me.
Yeah, but you deploy a Fury and make him chase the Fury.
Yeah, I would. Well, I'm at 1485 right now, so if I did a Fury, I'd be overcapped for 1500.
All right, yes.
I mean, I'm not getting that much damage on my technical, but he's supposed to be. There we go. Now once he fires, he's dead. All right, buddy. He's getting close. And kaboom. Now, that is weird that those Hornets deployed on my technicals. It is very strange. So, I'm just going to target the that bunker out of the way. So you don't have to get bored with me just randomly killing those units and attack. Oh, yay, Stuart's here. Goody.
Well, I mean, he's listening to the show, so I think I specifically said do not say it in the show, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's here running his mouth. It's all good.
And Stuart took it.
While I'm on the show.
I can do 70 if you want.
Yeah, we do another way, another 7-day. I think Brandy's also going to show us there. As I always say, it's
Since Stuart took that one, I'll just verbally say what I would have done next.
Stuart. Good on you,
Oh.
Stuart.
Map.
Yep.
Good on you, Stuart. There, he's a legend. So he is there.
In his own mind, yep.
Yep, he is indeed there. He is the reason
I
why.
go to a certain sector that cannot be accessed every time I do a live show. Thanks, Stuart. Thanks for reminding me of that. So, anyways,
he's the reason why I'm on gold 1. Thank you, Stuart.
if you like pretty much all of these in the middle, you can just use your Furies, or not your Furies, your Technicals for, and then even back here because there's no heavy turrets, and all this will not do much damage on your Technicals. Well, let's see what damage I got on my Furies because I mean the main damage I think is already done. So the main damage for my units. So
are you going to do a 70 yet?
Yeah, I just see I forgot something in my platoon. Then I can screen share it.
Yep. You let me know whenever you're ready.
Yep.
If you want, I could jump to another sector and then I'll be able to finish the full thing.
Full tune of technicals dead. Suck a dick, Tack. I know you're listening.
Teamwork, buddy. Sucker.
All right. So far, I've got an hour on my Fury.
Yeah.
And so I guess they're about 30 minutes each. And then I got 1 minute on my technical, so that's actually not bad.
Actually, I thought you did a lot more damage than that. Very good. Very, very good.
I thought I thought I'd have some more on my technicals, but see, now if you have extra technicals, you could swap them out. Like I got 9 and 9, so I could bring this tune in, kill the middle row, and then do it again.
Yeah.
But,
send the other one to repair. You know, when you take a bit of damage, send another tune in.
especially with it that close.
Right. Have we any, just out in YouTube land, have we any sort of like 35s, 38s, 37s? Thomas, you're now presenting there now, so it's up to you there.
What'd you say? Sorry.
You're now presenting, your screen sharing now on YouTube now, so you are.
Okay. I send just this and I can start it.
Yeah. Will you show us your tune there, what you're using, please?
Yeah. In this one, I use technicals with turning 50 fast turning speed and reduction on damage was stationary and apply concussion status for 15 seconds.
Yeah. What level are your technicals?
Well, I think they are
16, 17,
16 maybe. I can just see it. Wait. I just forgot it. Wait a minute. Come on. When you level so much, you just forget what your units are. Open.
Oh my god, people make this shit difficult. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to YouTube or anything like that. I've been defending my base.
Yep, and I've been helping them.
I'm watching.
16.
I'm about to take care of that issue right now, though.
Ooh, can I watch?
Well, you're going to be the one that bubbles me, so yeah.
And the other tune, I have a Juggernaut, a Caretaker, and a Jackal.
The Jackal has its shock.
Yeah, it has shock and 50 range and increased damage of 60 and increased rate fire of 80.
But you're basically you're just using the Jackal not for its damage, just for the shock value.
Yeah, on the what do you call it? War horses.
Yeah, I think everybody there should build. I have one Jackal with charged ordnance on it there. You know what I mean? I think everybody should have one of those there. And I have to say thank you to City for that there, because I definitely missed the trick there. So I used to put it in my Jericho when it was the height of nonsense. So one Jackal. Thank you, Silly, for that. Oh, there, Crash. How are you, buddy?
I found out. I forget who it was, but they put a technical. Or they put a Jackal along with their Caretaker, like Jackal, Caretaker, and Jug, and the Jackal works well with the Caretaker because the Jackal's very squishy. And so I found out I was doing the old metal bases, the one before this layout, or two. I think it was two before this layout, and I had just built my Jackal. I was so excited to have charged ordnance on it. I was going to run it with my technicals because they all had the same range, and then one tank got a hold of it and he hit my technicals, but the splash hit the Jackal and poof, he was gone. And I was like, oh, well, there's 2 days down the toilet.
I just wait for the next warhorse to come here.
Yeah.
And welcome aboard, City.
Hello, you guys.
Hello there,
The man, the myth, the legend.
No.
He finally got in.
No.
Single-handedly does more for the War Commander community than anybody else I know.
Yes, he does.
The myth, I think, the myth sounds good there. You know what I mean?
He just makes y'all think.
He does indeed there.
I think what he does is he gets tired of hearing people cry and say, "Oh, you can't do these bases with old units." So he says, "You know what?" And then he does them with old units.
Exactly.
I don't think I've done any of these bases with the old units, to be fair. Well, I've used the Jackal on them.
Yep, you have indeed there. You've changed my way of playing, so you have there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I've always... the thing is, I've got a lot of stick for using the Jackal, and I've tried to explain to people, it ain't just the Jackal. SF will do the same trick.
Polly
would do it. That's one that I've got stick for. Also, SF Punishers, you can put the charge orders on them. There's plenty of units out there to put the charge orders on.
But which one's your favorite?
Jockey Howlers, even.
Yeah, Howlers.
Yeah.
My favourite's Jackal. I really like the gold one.
Yeah.
Brilliant
It's absolutely an excellent unit there. Excellent unit there, and I've forgotten about it.
Yeah, that pretty much proves that you don't need to get rid of all your old stuff. Just, just upgrade it and do what works.
It took me a long time. I made a massive mistake in the game. I didn't build that, where you can store your units.
Scope.
The armory.
Yeah, I never built that it was only the last 6 months that I built it. But that is a great place to place them units. The ones you're not using, just tuck them away. Bring them out as you need them.
I still use my gold haulers. One of them is charged ordnance.
I think Howlers have had their day. The only good thing you put on them is the charged olds now because of the...
Yeah.
You got technicals now, so they do the same Howler, except they don't shock.
That's it. You can put a shock up on, I suppose.
But, even then, somebody comes in at you there with a their buggy there at you. How are still, for lower levels and that there, if I've got them there, they can rip apart air so they can there still.
Yeah.
But for attack, I just don't see any place for them at all there. But in defense there, some people still use them there, and you'd be scared to land your Titan and Blackout in a base with 10 Howlers on it there, you just wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I think I've still got 9 of them Howlers in me armory.
You see him, Scope?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put your jug on the other side. There's a phalanx that'll be behind you when the jug spawns, so just be quick. Hit the storage.
Okay.
Am I screen sharing this?
Yeah, you're indeed there, yeah. You're live on YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
Good job, bro, there.
The thing is, with the Furies, if you're near...
Can you make your screen there full size, could you please?
It's not full size?
No, on the left-hand, top left there.
Oh.
Up one.
Up one.
Right there.
That one there, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, allow.
The Furies, if you come near the... watchtowers, the Fury only gets hit when it stays still, so you have to move it fast in and out. I can show you here.
Yep. Walk
Oh,
and talk. So you're retreating. Your time on the shot there. You're retreating.
Yeah. I can do the same with the Overwatch. It takes two rounds. I check them out.
I wish I was screen sharing right now. This dude's using the S key glitch, making my units turn around and run away.
Yeah.
Is it a glitch though? I spoke with Skips about this.
It's what,
So-
They don't know. They're not sure. No one's sure.
Aren't you
Well-
in control of your own units, Godscope? So you can make them not do that?
I was clicking on his tune to attack, and then they would turn around and go the other way. So I click on his tune to attack, and then they would turn and chase him, and then they would turn around and go the other way.
Oh, yeah. That's not cool.
Yeah, that's little buggy. Oh well.
so fire shot, then pull back.
Yeah. What the? Come back! Come back!
No.
Push F on that caretaker. Select it and push F.
That's F for Freddy.
Yeah, F on the.
Yeah. Me and the War Commander Troy, the moderator, we're going to be doing some extensive testing in a few hours on these caretakers to see if we can figure out why they're running away.
I think it's to do with the system that's already in place. You know, when you've got a unit on standstill, it will attack a unit up to a certain range and then turn around and go back. I think that's
Nicely done there, Thomas. Nicely done there. Took the helicopter out there. Well done there. Nicely done.
that was a good shot.
It was well timed there. Well timed.
Still, I have to reload.
Okay.
He's thinking it's like the range on it, like the like once you tell him to go so far, then you know he'll stop. But we'll see if we
I
can-
noticed mine did it once. All of my, like all the buildings or all the turrets were dead.
I see. I was
And then
doing
as soon as the turrets died, the fucking caretaker took off and ran away.
I was throwing raids yesterday, and I in the convoys I put my stuff on I would pick a target, and then I was playing another console game. So when I would leave the thing sit for a minute or so, and when I came back, as soon as I came back and clicked like my Juggernaut or something, he took off, and I was like, well, this is peculiar, and I was able to do that like 5 or 6 times, like to replicate it, and I was like, what? But then I tried an hour later to do the same, and it didn't work. So I was like, well, that's strange.
But
Yes.
every time I take a shot, I retrieve it a bit.
Yeah, it's just one of them.
Just
Get
make
here
it
and
hunt.
there.
Just make it hunt me a little bit.
My caretaker does that there. It ran away so fast there yesterday that it ran over to the city in London town, so it did. I blame him. I blame him.
Here is the missile bastion take one shot. That is okay damage, I think. It's not much damage. Come
Nope.
back, you. I hate it when it does it, especially when it gets heated up. It sometimes runs away from me.
Yeah, I'd suggest putting your caretaker on aggressive when you're using it with your jug. I think I found more consistently that it stays with the jug.
That is a good base. That was nicely done, so it was there.
Yeah, you've done a good job.
Nicely done there.
Thank you.
Nicely done there.
And the final shot.
But did you activate your shadow ops?
Yeah, I did it when I jumped out and back and in. I forgot.
Damn it. I thought we would have caught you out. Damn it.
What you get in these? Is it 4,000?
4,000
Yeah.
for the 70, and you get 8,000 for the 95.
Yeah, you get a full run through.
Do we have somebody for the 95?
Ghost, if you want to just swap that tune on my base with the jug,
I can
I'll
do
protect
that.
it.
I can do that too.
I don't have a jug. I don't have it built.
Because
Right.
I could jump to another sector and then I can do the 95.
Because I had it built, but I broke it down.
Okay, just a
Brandy,
second. I'll take my Phoenix out and then just use a ground tune.
Brandy, you're going to show us. This will be a late at night routine there and that there. Whenever you want to get thorium there for the next day and that there, you're going to show us how you do the 65s.
Yeah, I can show you
Thorium
how
there?
to do the 65s.
After 2 battles, mate.
Well, no, I have to do it before if I'm going to do anything. I'm already low on stuff. All right, so we're going to do a 65 Iron Strike 60 or
The thorium there.
thorium?
Yep.
All right, I got 6, 7, 8. I got 10. What do you call it? Lances. They're level 12s.
And you're not running any ops or anything like that, are you?
Not running any ops or anything.
And can you go full screen as well, could you?
Yep.
Who's Brandy? Got you.
So, since they can pretty much hit anything and everything.
They hit 3 targets at the one time to do, which is a big advantage.
Right. So it's easy to take a 65 out. It just depends on how high your stuff is. And this is also going to depend on lag. Yeah, try to get them in order because they start spreading out. They ain't going to do nothing for you. Try to get the big stuff first. Anything that's going to cause fire, damage to the unit itself. If you keep moving, it'll literally just ground everything with no problem. Don't need no air, no missiles, nothing.
So can you go back and just get the repair time on that, could you?
I can.
Now, remember, this is a suicide late at night there, you know what I mean? So that you don't have to be perfect in this there, you know what I mean? You're going to lose your tune if you do 6 or 7 of these there, you know what I mean? Or how many bases could you do with this, Brandy, your level?
Well, let me see how much repair time I have. I had a little bit of lag. That's a different tune. Let me go to this one.
Something that'll help with the lag is if you turn your explosions off.
Mm-hmm.
I have to retreat it. So notice I didn't have that much damage to it, so I have to retreat it real quick to see.
Say 1 hour and 7 minutes.
I got 50 minutes of the on the 70.
I'll just
Okay, so I'm
Yeah, I'm gonna say about 1:45 on that tune. When she opened that little brutal.
recall it there and see what happens.
repair 1 hour and 28 minutes.
Oh, well, 1 hour and 23 minutes. So you could do...
And it only knocked down 1.5 mark. So you could really do probably about maybe a good 3 of them.
Oh, no, you do...
Maybe 4.
5 or 6, I would say there. You know, 5.
Probably.
5. That's 75 million late at night, and just repair that unit, and it's free repair in the morning.
And just like with and I'm going to do it with the 60 real quick as well to show users that are trying to get these. I'm sorry about the birds in the background. They're fighting.
Fight!
I have 3 budgies in a cage and they're fighting because they're all sisters. You heard the last one, right? I think he got bit. Okay. Now this is just all ground units, all level 12s. And sorry, lag. All right, always go for anything that will burn you first. You can go for the rest of the crap later because it's going to hit everything that goes by. Oh, gotta go with that. And for these, as long as you go for the buildings, it doesn't matter if you finish off the units like the Iron Strikes do. And it'll give you 65 metal and 65 million oil. So that way there, for the low levels that are trying to build up and trying not to constantly ask for help, they can use a tune like that. And I'm going to pull it up.
And also, if you had the tech on there, reduction on mines, you wouldn't get any damage at all, basically.
Pretty much. And as soon as this lag stops, I can pull up to see how much damage I got from that.
I think
65 million from the bonus and then 20 million from the actual base.
Yeah.
I think
so.
The bases are out on Monday. I think the Valence bases are, so everybody get together and get those bases sorted out there.
Yeah, so I got about 3 hours repair for just that 165 and the one Iron Strike 60.
Yeah, but if you're doing that late at night, it's nothing. I wouldn't even worry about the repair.
Exactly, because now if I go through it, it'll show how much each one can hit. Its health is 1.3 mil and damage is 300,000. You can't get better than that except for unless you're using a jug or Ardra or Roland.
Yeah.
You know, you can use Baldur with it as well.
And you can multiply that by 3. You know what I mean? You know, if you were cute with that there, you got in with your Dina first and you got hit all the Overwatches first. You know what I mean? And reduce all your damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So basically, I mean,
you can max out your oil and your metal and your thorium with just one tune and go to sleep and nothing.
Yeah, not even worry about it because basically, what we're trying to show is people of lower levels how they can still be able to get units like this and still be able to be able to adequately get their own resources without being beggars. So, and mine are level 12 lances. So, to me, those units look weird because to me it looks like a modern day SUV. Like the technicals look like trucks, you know. But I mean, whatever works, right? Because if the lower levels can get those units, it'll help them get this stuff to make them bigger and beg less.
Yeah,
exactly. That's how you want it there. You just have to manage the units you have and use them to their best.
I use E Hellfires in base defense.
There you go. That's another way of doing it.
Yep.
And if you can even get one faction unit, like a Fury or Liberator or whatever, you can take the Iron Strike 30s and 35s all day. But pretty much any faction unit that hits air and ground.
So,
whose mic's that?
Thomas, did you say you were going to do a 95 for us, sir? Did you?
Yep, I can do that.
Yep.
I'll put it on here.
I'm screen sharing here now. And we're going to have a commentary from City on this one.
Commentary?
Yay!
Yep.
Cheers, mate. Well, that's on the spot.
So, Thomas, you have to be quiet, and City is going to commentate.
Okay.
This is going to be a good one, so it is there.
Yeah, no. It's not going to be a good one because you put me on the spot where I'm a bit stuffed. What were you using?
I'm using the same units as before.
It's the Jugger.
Yeah.
Caretaker.
Yeah.
Jackal.
And Jackal and Technicals.
And Thomas, have you any scouts? Have you? Could you scout that base for us? Could you? No,
Describe it.
No, it's all right. You ain't got no scouts left.
You've no scouts. That's okay there.
I have scouts if you want to
Yeah,
get scouted.
because it's good for the scouts there and that there for people to watch back for the ranger units.
Oh, scouts. Yeah. Wait a minute.
No, don't buy any scouts. You're out of scouts. No, you're okay there, buddy.
Okay.
You're okay.
Scope one at mine.
So, City's going
Yeah,
to...
I know. They're fucking coming at me 9-on-1, so I jumped out to get a bubble so I can do this fucking show. And then as soon as the show's done, I'm going to go fuck them up.
You still fight when these guys have got you, what's it, the other week?
Oh, my fucking fan club, man. Got a bunch of groupies that won't hop off my dick. I told them that I was doing the show. I said, wait till I'm done, we'll play. And fucking 9 of them swarming my damn base. So I said, fuck this, jumped out. I'm going to get a bubble so they leave me alone. We'll do this show, and as soon as the show's done, coin all my stuff and go lay a beating on some kids.
That's what I did too. I jumped out just to screw them.
Can I suggest one thing?
Yeah.
Turn that chat off.
Oh yeah, no, I had the
Play the
chat
game.
turned off. Absolutely.
Oh, I had a
It's
chat.
worth
They're not worth our time. Honestly, they are not worth our time.
But like my laptop's like 9-10 years old, so I'm on the Hangout. I got YouTube open, plus I'm running fucking War Commander, so everything is like half a frame a minute.
Yep.
You
Right,
can't fight. You can't fight with that.
Looks like you used. How many technicals did you use there? Full tone?
Yeah, full tone. Yeah.
Full platoon.
It's
What's
like
that? 18. Sorry, God, go.
I was gonna say playing War Commander on this with the Hangout running's like watching a fucking slideshow.
Yeah.
I've had to upgrade my computer. I've just recently, and I'll be honest with you, it's no better than my old one. I felt like crying when I started the game up and it just crashed.
Well, City, I just don't know how you can do all those videos with people targeting you too. You know.
To be honest, to be fair, yeah, 9 times out of 10, I'm in the safe sector. I won't. Very rarely, I'll do a video where I'm in enemy territory.
Unless it's a PvP sector where he's pounding a certain somebody's in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say any game names. He doesn't deserve any fame.
No, I know that. None of them do.
I think he's back.
City
at
knows
it.
what I'm talking about. Though.
Yeah, he's back at it again. He's getting our sore on. I ain't gonna call him out. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, it's all right there. It's all good. It's all good. Thomas, would you run with S Electric in this base here? Are you just going to do it at one time?
No, I do not use electric on this one.
Could you not put your jackal in with your
Yep.
technicals?
Yeah,
Shock that tank up and kill it.
but yes, you can do that. But I did
You
do
got
a little different.
Okay, no, that's good. Good that you play your way. And he bought in how many of them? Bone spots you just
7.
bought him? 7 of them.
Yeah.
At level, what level are they, mate? Do you know?
They are level 19.
Sorry, I feel like I'm putting you off the game here. Go on, do your thing, and I'll try to commentate.
Those who don't know,
I hate
both
you,
claws are good.
Anton. I'll tell you this. Put
Thorium
him
infused units.
right, and he's
I
killed.
do love you. I do love you today.
He's killed. See, I don't know the units of these pink units. I don't know the names.
The thorium infused units.
Yeah, but
Thorium infused Warhorse, Thorium infused Billy Goat.
That's what I ultimately.
Fuck the letters and the numbers. It took me 6 months to learn those names, let alone the fucking new ones.
Right. Is he going to take it off his... Yes, mate. Oh, go on.
I got you, my friend. So that tank looking thing is the S70, S60 or 70.
Yeah,
The
he's
Howler?
telling me it's still the Warhorse.
Good.
I have learnt them, but remembering them's a different thing.
That was good there. You know, that's a new way. That's even taught me something there. Put in your jackal with that tune there. That's
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
the jackal there. I think everybody should make one jackal. Be able to charge ordnance.
Well, a jackal or a howler. Someone else bought it.
Yeah, a Howler with charged ordnance would be sweet.
You don't even need to have them gold because they still have the same range, don't they?
Yep.
Jackal.
No.
Jackal's
No.
got more range.
I have a platoon full, so
Yeah, the max range tech on the Jackal, he's got 25 more range than the
The Jackal has that range that the Jericho has. Is it 575? Is it?
No, the Jackal.
Jackal's only 525. He keeps up with the technicals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the Jackal is. Yeah, you're right.
Because he's got like 475, and then the range tech gives him like 50. Because I remember I was sitting there, because I like the look of the Howler better than the Jackal. But the Jackal's got more range, so I had to build a Jackal instead of a Howler. Because I scrapped all my Howlers because I needed space.
Yeah, I'm close to scrapping mine, to be fair. I think I'll keep one or two.
I had one. I scrapped all the rest, and I had one when the technicals came out.
Thomas, can I... Sorry, Dubber, go on. Can I ask the level of your caretakers?
They are level 14.
14, nice, yeah, okay. Doing well here.
So now the missile bastion's got to go here now, so you could missile spam the rest of the base if you wanted to.
Oh, damn. Whoop.
Yeah, end attack.
That's why I bring my Howlers to take care of the stupid copters.
Yeah, but now it should work if I go to the right side and take the raygun out. From this side here.
Yep.
Plant a shot there. And I hope that the air not move too much. And I need this one too.
Put a shot in and end attack if you need to. That would be an idea.
That's what it is. Don't get yourself into if you're cornered. To take account of it. You know what I mean? There's no shame in it at all. You know what I mean?
That's the best way to do it. Is best friend end attacks with your best friend in this game because it can save you a lot of repair time.
Oh shit!
It's okay. Oh, it's going to get two on you.
I just end this. That was a screw up.
Yep, we all do them. We all make the same mistakes. You might want to run. Have you got another caretaker with you?
Yeah, I have one in just in case. With me.
Yep, good man.
In case of emergency. ICE.
Fuck.
No, you've done all right.
No,
You've actually. Oh, someone sniped it.
Yeah. He was lurking around my base before. Damn.
Well, yeah, we all need. You might want to stop screen sharing. Don't give him the time. Guy's like a child.
That was little a shame because it takes about one caretaker if you don't screw up, and maybe 1.5 if you screw up like I did.
Yeah, no, you actually showed a good thing there. You showed that you've got to be careful with the range of that the railgun.
Yeah.
Well, it was more the angle of attack. You were kind of coming in from a bad angle. You should have done the other corner and worked your way into that round.
I'll put that down to a little bit of pressure being live. You know that adds to your rushing.
But I'm gonna hit this guy, I think, just because I can.
That's okay there.
Ah,
okay.
there. I'm bubbled. Fucking exiting out of War Commander. Back to the show for me.
Keep it.
Sorry, I haven't been talking much.
Keep it classy.
Of course.
Don't give them the satisfaction.
I just got out of one crater for language. I don't want to land in another one.
Not for reasons people think.
Yeah. I love that. Just to touch on that for a moment, I loved the fact when people saw that I was banned, they immediately posted that I was a cheater. Even though before they knew I was banned, I posted the screen that said 2-day suspension for language. I posted it everywhere so people knew, because I knew exactly what was going to happen, and people still did it.
Yeah.
What's with, like? Why do people cry like that?
It's a
'Cause
one
they're
up. It's
haters.
one-upmanship, isn't it? That's all it is. If it's an enemy and they got a crate at it, you're gonna laugh a little bit, yeah.
Because they're
That's
haters.
the thing.
They're
Like,
haters.
holy cow!
That's it. So, guys and dolls, there, I think we've covered the first part of the show there. So now we're going to, as the title says there, we're going to ask the panel. Godscope is monthly. Hopefully, this will be the first Saturday of each new month. There, that this will happen. There, that'll be Godscope's ask the panel. So he is going to take over there now.
We get some
All right,
He's going
I
to take over
will-
there on YouTube there and that there, and it's up to him to coordinate everything there. Good luck, Godscope.
Did we get Slim's 45?
well,
What's that, sorry?
I told him I was ready. I'm waiting on him.
Oh,
okay,
Slim,
do your
what?
45. This
Oh,
will
yeah,
help
you're
'cause
45 there, Slim, there. Yes, this is going to be a good one here.
Yeah,
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
if I can get into my ult, I'll jump it out of the sector that I opened for you. You know that sector, and then you can do this way. You can do the 45. without-
I can do the 45 in pretty much one attack, and Stuart knows that, so he's not going to come near me.
just put 6 tunes around it. Just put 5 buggies in the tune that you're going to use.
Okay. Make sure I'm screen sharing. Yeah. All right.
Put the full screen as well, please, Slim.
And
Okay.
keep your chat off, just because you don't need people in YouTube seeing it.
Do what they
Yeah.
do to me and God. The
Sorry,
devil
Slim,
and
there.
God.
I forgot all about you there, buddy. Sorry about that there.
Yeah, it's all right. The tunes I'm tentatively using.
Do you
that
know?
works?
Do you guys know a Stewart?
Is I have a tune of
Yeah, we do
Spartans.
that there.
I'm using them because they are good against the they're good against the thorium infused units, and then 5 technicals. Okay.
So that is your tune.
Yep. So
Are
that's
you
mine.
using any missiles?
I will get to that in just a second. Let me advance scout this so everyone can see.
YouTube is asking, are the new drones for the blackout any better than the
We're
fire?
going to answer it. It's in the Q and that's going to be brought up in the Q&A portion once the 45 is done.
I won't reply to his comment then. I was going to type it out.
So
I'm hoping they all ask questions so I can just hit them one after another.
So, Ian, save that question there, buddy. There, that'll be the first question. You copy and paste your question and repost it.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Okay, so this is the 45. Right.
These 45s are good though, aren't they? They're not that bad.
They're well designed. They're a much similar design to the old one.
Yeah.
Except the rails are in different places. The heavy turrets are spread out a little differently, and the walls are different.
I like them places.
The nice thing about the last couple 45s that they come out is if you are doing it personally, which when I do it personally, I use the jug. If you hit the corners, it actually hits this railgun, whether it be elite or omega, which is really nice.
It's good to know.
So,
The only
So
problem
if-
with mine, I just got a level 10 jug.
Oh, you're out of luck then. Level that.
well,
Good
you
job.
just have to protect it. If you can come from this angle and you can protect your jug from the damage right in here and protect it from the rail, then it'll still do the same thing. But I would use Vindicators, honestly, instead.
Well, I have 3 Vindicators, so I'm okay.
Yeah, that would be a better option. So
Plus, I can give my I have the extra range on my Vindicators with its
Well,
attack.
I can continue to 90 if you want. 95.
He's back in. He's got back in there.
Yep, no, but we're just showing we're okay there now at the moment there, Thomas. Slim's just sharing this.
all right. So a lot of the annoying things in this base are the cyclone things.
So what do you go for first?
I usually take out the cyclones first because they're really annoying.
Yeah, that's
They
what
do
I
a
have.
lot of damage for what they are, and they're really annoying. And
Where do you come in at? 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock?
I brought my technical in at 7 because I kind of wanted to start at the bottom because the path of the cyclones is up and down along here. So you either get them up here or you get them down here. And I just chose down here because, I don't know, I like to start from the bottom to the top. So the first thing I do...
from the bottom, now you hear?
Yeah, so the first thing I do is get all the airborne platforms because they're easy to pick off from the corners. And you got to watch that railgun because it'll mess you up.
Why don't you throw elite riflemen or a whole bunch of liberators?
You up?
And CM Bernie's podcast, he or whoever it was ran technicals up against a railgun and it worked.
Yeah, well.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
As you just saw.
I totally forgot to use the javelins that I had made. That was the dinosaur unit. That was good.
Oh yeah, javelins would work really good in this base.
I had javelins made and I was going to use them and I forgot to bring them today.
I just unfortunately didn't have any.
Oh. Yeah, then another unit. I'll save a couple of in my armory.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to build my own, and I got tech for it now, finally.
So what you do is you just kind of avoid the artillery gun shots and just hit it when it's not looking.
A slim question.
Yes.
How many toxic offender tech do you have, roughly?
A couple.
You should put at least one on that pack, because then this way it'll apply corrosion to whatever and then kill it quicker.
Yeah, but I did want to. Oh, oops, wrong thing.
He didn't want to give away all his secrets. Damn it, Taba.
No, I just didn't want to do that because not everyone has toxic offender.
All right, everybody, protect your privacy. We have a doxer on the panel, so.
Is it Debo?
The original
Debo. Debo, you silly monkey-looking pistol-packing fucker.
Hold on.
How's it going?
Welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome aboard.
I would like to note that he just used the shock missile. That's
I forgot about that missile.
Yep.
I totally forgot about those.
So I use the shock missile to because rails are kind of annoying just in general.
No, that was a brilliant move there.
And that I actually got it from you, City. I watched one of your metal bases. When you did a 90 metal base.
Ah, yeah.
And you used the shock missile.
And is it 1 minute? Is it the shock missile? Is it?
Yep, it's about a minute. And as you see, these things smoke the thorium infused units.
How many of those little Spartan dudes do you have?
21, just pretty much a full tune for me.
2100 space. So you could do it with 1500.
Yeah, it does the same thing. I just thought that this would be a good idea because everyone has Spartans. You get Spartans when you start the game now. So, and they're pretty good. Mine are only level 9, so they're not super good.
This is they're doing. See, you should use one to bait, and then because that Overwatch is going to tear you up. Yeah,
probably. I don't really when I do these bases. I don't really care.
No, but your shock missile is absolute. Look at the length of time on the shock missile.
Yeah, they do really good.
You can fire another shock missile off. Right. See, with Spartans, you're actually better off using the shock missile on the Overwatch because that'll do more damage to you than the railgun. Because the railgun will kill 1 or 2 of you guys, where that Overwatch that'll kill your whole plat.
So then you kind of rinse and repeat, do the same thing on the other side. You just bait out the nightmare, kill it, and then shock missile the rail and kill it.
Any specific tech on your Spartans?
I just put I don't have many tech for the Spartans because Spartan bases weren't out very long. So I just put, I think I have half of them have the anti-infantry and half of them have the anti-air.
Okay.
That's
but
what I do.
It doesn't really make a difference in this base because of what's in the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your setup is exactly like mine. So, some all ground, some all air.
So you probably shouldn't do it like I do it, but in this specific instance, but the tactics are the same.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I'm going to show you a video on how to do these 45s. You probably shouldn't do it how I do it, but this is how you do it.
Not pressure,
But
I can understand, man.
using a shock missile to hit the rail, it helps a lot. It means you can use pretty much any unit to kill it that has enough damage to kill it in a minute.
Yeah.
Most faction units do.
What level is your shock missile?
It's max, but because there's not a lot of things in this base that shoot shock missiles, just if you take out the bunkers, that's the only thing that shoots it, is that anti-air plasma. So if you kill that, nothing in this base shoots them. So it's a good, it doesn't really matter what level they are.
The tech on the Spartans really don't, like, it's got infantry and, like, speed.
Yeah, and with the thorium infused units, it doesn't really help much.
Yep. I mean, you'll kill those little bunker guys quicker if you put the infantry, but they die in one hit anyways.
Oh, man.
Watch your time. That's a good war commander thing. Don't fire missiles off without watching your time.
You got it.
You might pull a Lonnie in Warpath. Hit somebody's base, don't deploy any units, drop a missile, go to drop another one, and run out of time.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but anybody, the shock missiles is a very, very good missile to upgrade. You know what I mean? If you're looking for something to upgrade there, seriously.
Yeah, you can use dead eyes to kill the bunkers if you're having problems with the bunkers. You can use
like the four main missiles that I would use is dead eyes, peacekeepers, mavericks, and bullseyes, and shock. That's 5. I can't count.
Yeah, but if you do that, you use Spartans to help you out with some of the thorium infused units, because they actually, as long as you can keep them safe, they really mess up stuff. Okay, now on to Godscope's thing.
Well,
there we go.
Hasn't been many questions. The one that's been asked is the new drones that came out for the Blackout. Are they better than the fire drones? My personal opinion is I like them, but I don't, because in order for them to reach that 14 max, your Blackout has to be taking damage. But what I do like about them is the rockets fire faster, so they move faster as soon as the drones are flying around. But I don't like the fact that the more damage my Blackout takes, the more drones it spawns. But thinking of it that way, it makes sense. Is it better than the fire drone tech? That's it. Like Michael Bryan said, it's hard to say. Like, they're both good pieces of tech. If you have one and don't have the other, you'll still be doing okay. Now,
yeah, but if you have both and you want to know the answer,
yeah, I don't know. I don't notice much of it. Like, the only difference I notice between the two is that with the new drone tech on, the rockets move faster,
which is nice.
Yeah, which is nice.
Do it.
With the fire drone tech, as soon as it spawns, it has 6 automatically. You don't have to take any more damage for it to spawn up to those 6.
Do any know the max level of Revengers in a base?
Max level what?
Max-a-man, I think he's talking about.
Yeah.
I think you'll crash out before it'll max out.
I had somebody hit my
I have 60 in the 95 right now.
I had somebody hit my stealth tune, and he had probably about 200 or 200 plus, like, with it just dropping for 7 minutes.
Yep. I think it's like 250 or something like that that thing can drop.
Did you lag out though, bud? Did you crash at all?
No. I got a good computer, so it wouldn't lag me out. But my internet service provider decided to reduce the amount of download and upload that I get, or that I'm paying for. So, yeah, I mean, lately my internet's been poop, but I'm gonna have to have a little chat with them at some point.
is your contract up? That's probably normally when they do it. Phone them up and say, look, I'm going to leave you and I'll find somewhere else.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna peace out, and then all of a sudden, magically, everything gets fixed.
Yeah, that's every year I get that.
Error code 2002. What is that? Regarding missiles, does anybody ever get that error code?
Probably not. It won't launch.
If you try to fast build missiles, sometimes you'll get an error code. I don't have the numbers memorized, but like if you put a 5 PK or 4 PKs and whatever, and you just hit speed, like to speed it up, sometimes you'll get it. But
yeah, I've gotten save errors doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, and then sometimes it means that you just have to do it over.
Yeah. And then you reload the game, of course, and when you come back into the game, no missiles are built and you still have all your resin thorium. And then you just do it again. The important thing, like if you're getting error messages like that in your missile silo, just take your time building missiles.
Yeah.
I usually
don't speed up at all. There, just let them go there. It's not too much.
The PK is only 5 seconds, so by the time I'm actually left my base and loaded up the base, usually they're all full. And even if they're not, by the time I launch the first one, the second one will be ready. Yeah. And by the time I fire the second one, they'll all be built. I don't ever speed them up anymore.
City just asked, how do you like the way the game is heading? The direction it's heading now, I am not a fan of the factions. I mean, I like the idea of them, but I don't like the fact that how they're being used in events, because then we're being told which units that we can use and which units we can't, and that part sucks. I like the idea of having different allied units and stuff like that. But if we're talking just in pure terms of the game, I like the fact that the hacks are patched. That's amazing. I'm super stoked about that. But even if we could take the patched hacks and go back in time 3 years ago to when we were using Vanquishers, Hover Tanks, Mega Tanks, Hellstorms, Hellfires, Banshees, and the regular Titan and the regular Sandstorm, those were, in my opinion, the glory days of War Commander. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I can understand why the faction. Sorry, do I go on? Or?
No, friends, go ahead there. Yeah.
The way I see it, they've brought the factions out to bring some kind of tactics back into the game. If you get with me, we've got so many units that can do so many different things that we haven't got. Most of the bases nowadays, you haven't got to think. If you haven't got to use faction units, you haven't really got to think. You can bring whatever you need in. Job's done. With the faction tracks and things like that, they cocked up this event. They did big time, but it makes you think a little bit harder on the base. You look at the base. It ain't. Oh, I'm going to bring the jug. I'm going to bring this. I'm going to bring. You've got to think. Well, I can only use this set amount of units, and I believe that it's gives the game a bit more scope for me.
Hey, Godscope.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
It's for personal knowledge because I've heard a lot of War Commanders say.
But you have to ask it in YouTube, Dub. I'm sorry.
You can ask it in the panel.
I can be arranged, but So I've heard a lot of people say about the glory days of War Commander, and in the times that are mentioned in the glory days of War Commander, they were complaining even then, and then even then, and even then, just going back. Yeah. So my question to you is. Back in the days of Hellfires and Hellstorms and all that, what made those the glory days of War Commander? And I'm asking for genuine insight, like for knowledge, because I have a follow-up comment to make.
My answer to that is a two-parter. I'll answer the first part about the complaining. You're absolutely right, but back then it was a lot more complaining about cheats and exploits and stuff like that, like all these different glitches that you could do and the hacks that were out there. It sucked. Now they don't have that, but there's the instability of the game where the servers are bad. When I was playing 3 years ago, to me it seemed like the game ran better. It was cheaper to coin your tunes. It was cheaper to coin the buildings. You didn't have to wait as long. The unit upgrades, the first half of the levels, whatever they were, if it went to level 10 or level 20, the first half were resin time. The second half were thorium in 5 seconds. It was awesome. So you knew you had to level up to level 10, and then from 10 to 16 was 5 seconds, and then you bang out those levels and you were good to go. Or if you were like me, you'd coin from 1 to 10 and then spend the thorium on the last remaining levels. And I feel like back then there was more skill involved in the game. Like, you had back then, your base setup mattered, and now we're starting to get back into your base setup actually mattering, because now it doesn't. Like, before, when the technicals came out, you threw 23 technicals in your base and people would lose 4 tunes to flatten you. Now, someone loads 23 technicals into their base, you can flatten them with 1 tune, maybe 2. But if they have a good setup, then it's a different story. And it just seems like they're starting to make steps in the right direction to go back to bringing a lot more skill into the game. But back then, if you didn't know like the specifics on the range of the turrets, of the units, you got your ass kicked. And if you were one of those smart players who knew those specifics and knew just how far they had to be away for their splash on their hellfire to kill that turret, you would run through bases and you would dominate. And now it just seems like you deploy all your shit in a base, turn Ruby on, control a couple of things, and then you just let the computer flatten the base.
If you want to take the back to the glory days, so something is use units that you typically wouldn't. On PvP so like instead of using the Jug and Caretaker, do like I always try to do bases live on show. Like, use different units that you wouldn't normally use. Like in that 70. The Furies would be representative of old school is the Warhawks. So I would come in, pick off stuff with Warhawks, and then you had to know the range of your Warhawks, because if you moved even a millimeter, north or south or whatever, you were dead. And then once you killed the turret, you had to end attack. And I like those. I like picking the base apart, as you can see. And I like back then there was a penalty if you messed up, you got hit. But even now, if you mess up, you get hit. But if you skill most of these bases that aren't caves, like any base that's PvE, that's not a cave, you can pretty much do it by picking it apart. But the caves that are locked to a faction, I can agree that that's not cool. But like if it's an open base and they force you to use different units, I like that, because it makes you think, and in the words of City, makes people not robots. It makes them like they're not all an exact tactic. They're actually having to think. Like, for instance, I went into the when we first got the bone saws, everyone was like, they're a piece of crap, and we're all like, at the time, yeah, they are a piece of crap, but
they were good. I like them.
Well, we needed an air unit for that first survivor track, and if you bought one bone saw, it made it so much easier, just because you had an air unit that you could fight with. But having to do
that last base, if I remember right, it was the last base on the faction track that Bone Store absolutely tore apart.
Yes,
because I went in with hammers and libs, and I was able to do it. But if I just had a bone saw to pick off a couple things, it would have been so much easier. And I actually did the base with one bone saw. And I was like, wow, I should have bought this like 3 or 4 days ago, because I wasn't buying into the hype. Because everyone was saying, oh, just get one bone saw, it'll make it so much easier. And I'm like, whatever. I don't like this thing. The health isn't great. The range is okay. Whatever, I'll buy it if I need to. And then I bought it, and I was like, wow, I should have listened to everyone before.
Well, you got to remember, at a level 1, it's not going to do as much until you upgrade. And then it's like, wow, why didn't I get more of these?
Well, but it was just a simple thing of, like, I didn't have any air units, so like literally anything, a copter drone would have helped me in that base.
Yeah.
But I mean, assuming it had the range of a bone saw, but
And I'm glad you spoke on the event, because that's another thing that I want to throw in too. Back then, a couple of years ago, there was very little begging in events, because they had the tier A, B, C. If you were a high-end, top-end player, you played tier A. If you were a medium player, you played tier B, and if you were a low-level player or low skill, or you were coming back into the game, you'd start at C. Now, the one thing that they did that I didn't really like, but it was a good thing, is everyone started in C, you complete through it, and then you could start to B, and then you complete through B, and then you could start A. So if you were not physically strong enough to get through all of tier B, you could keep redoing C, but you could not go on to A, which means that you do not have these little level 30s begging for these bases that they can't hit, that don't benefit them. It teaches them to hit the bases at their level so that they slowly progress and start hitting harder and harder bases as they grow as players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even back in the Hellfire days, like the Hellfire Glory days with the events, they had it to where it was 1 to infinity, and if you were done, then that was it. But yeah, I think the most fair event style was A, B, and C, but then people were complaining that it was just too much of a grind, and I'm like, well, you're getting.
I like the grind.
Yeah, I love bases that if I have to do them 100 times or whatever, as long as I get XP to get the stuff I need, that's good, because that's really the only way that lowers and mediums are going to go up is an event like a system like tier A, B, and C. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of beggars, because I used to tell people that was beg, and they'd ask me, how do you do this particular base or this particular base? And I'd see they were like a 30. And I'd say, grind off your 200 or 300 repeats on tier C. It's going to take you a day or two, depending on, how committed you are. I said, grind that out, go watch TV or something, go put your what do we have? Scorchers and Banshees on Ruby, and you're good. And then I'd say once you get done that, then start picking off some of B, because you could pick off some of the bases and stuff, and then let your stuff repair, and then you could still do the event. Where very, very quote,
I didn't mind in the event there, because especially lower levels, and that wanted to do the survivor strike, because a good base to start off anybody there between level 37 and level 42 is go the survivors faction, because your liberators and all that there, and your bunkers and all that there. But whenever it comes to the 85, like, that's nuts.
Yeah, this last event was.
Maybe it wasn't the 85. Was it an 80? Was it for survivors?
Yeah. For survivors, 85 for Corpus, and 90 for Sentinel.
Yeah, the third faction mission in this last event was fucking ridiculous.
Like, I made 2 extra tunes of Phalanx with 0 tech on them at all, just for the 85s, just to help people. You know what I mean? Just run them through, get 4 hours damage. I could do that. Like, on a Saturday, I could do that 8 times for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for survivors, I was goosed. I couldn't do that there in 6 hours. You know what I mean? And
yeah, they messed up. Not every faction should have had the same base.
No, I don't mind it there for the Corpus. I didn't mind it there for the Sentinel. That was dead on. That's what you expected. You expected a bit of damage, 3-4 hours damage. Good to go. Away you go again. No problem. But the survivors,
yeah, they just ain't got units.
It's just, they should have made that an open base.
Another instance, if I just had one bone saw, it'd be beautiful.
An open base, even if you got 3 or 4 hours damage, that was okay. But it's no point, getting 24 hours damage or 36 hours damage.
There was some guys out there that made some good videos of that base with little repairs on. But you had to have very, very good unit control. If you didn't, you was going to just get hammered.
Yeah, and I don't mind getting hammered there. One mistake, end attack, couple hours damage for your mistake.
No, it was a day or so, I guess.
Yeah, but
and then afterwards, you can go get hammered if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I don't know, Ghost. How many hours of repair did you have on the event when you made your mistake?
What mistake? I knew when to quit.
Wait, there was an event. Nobody told me.
But I think also when you start the event, you rush your thing to get it over with. That way you get a lot of repair time. If you take it slow and kind of taste the base, every base, then it is easy and less repair time.
Well, with me, I had so many repair units that last two events that I did go all the way through. I wound up with 2 weeks repair because I was overcapped because I usually buy units like off of the market when it comes up available. And then I downgraded to what I knew I really needed. And basically, when you look at my base and everything that I have, it doesn't look like I have a lot. I do. I just don't have it built because I know how to stay in my means now without wanting a coin. And then coin only on the useful stuff, like the new units that came out, because they knew everybody wanted to get more technicals. So then they had those 2 offers for the base, you know, two rounds of technicals. Bought them, and in that way there, I didn't have to worry about how much more repair before I went for the next round. Otherwise, I could have done 2 weeks worth of repair, but I prefer not to.
Yeah. But I think when I see when the event start, I put my effort to complete the event same day. That can cost a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you rush it, especially the first day.
Yeah.
You are looking at the lag and everything else.
And the lag is just terrifying when you are in a base.
But you know the way you send a ticket in there, and they always say there you're experiencing extremely more players coming on, the lag is going to be more there. Can they not boost their servers or that there for an event, knowing this is going to happen every single month?
I'm guessing that they're in a contract with their servers, so they get so many servers. If they want to up it, they have to up it for what, 6 months or a year or so.
Well, what I'm thinking is they have their analytics of people that play every day, people that PvP. They have that number. That number is X. So come event time, they want that X number to be happy. So they kick on as many more servers as they have to spare in order for X to play the game efficiently. But what they don't realize is that there are hundreds of thousands of players that still play this game that do not PvP, that barely play during the rest of the month, and they pop on only to do their upgrades, and they play the event. So they're putting on these extra, like we'll say 3 servers, 3 big server farms. They add 3 more for the event so that X would be able to run the X number, but they don't understand that there's another 100,000 people that are going to be playing for a week straight for this event. So there's still backlog.
Players not there, just come out for events, do their upgrades, say nothing in chat, just bide their time, enjoy playing the game, like the challenge.
They do their event, they get their units, they level them up.
We was promised localized servers as well at one point. I don't think anything come of that.
Hey, can y'all share me real fast?
No, you're mine.
I don't want to share you. Damn it, you beat me to
Okay.
No, I'm gonna fight you for him now.
Oh,
Come
it's on.
There you go, Slim. That's you.
Sharing to YouTube? Great, because I'm going to finish this 45 real quick. Okay. Show you shot.
So he's shocking the railgun and the hunter.
Yeah, I had to grab a different tune because of where it was on the map.
Texan.
Now notice he goes after that little howler thing because the hunter ain't gonna damage him. It's about damage control.
See now, me being lazy, as soon as I dropped that shock missile, I would have ran my Phantom over top of that whole side.
Yeah, well, my Phantom's level 1, so
I'm fucking lazy.
That's how your coin level goes up is if you do that.
Yeah.
The Phantom is a great unit for stuff, but it's very costly.
I wait for it to repair. I don't coin that shit.
Well, you got to do 8 of these bases, so you don't want to rely on a
yeah, I have to do this base 8 times. So,
what level was your shock bomb?
so
shock missiles should be maxed. See,
yeah, they look like they're maxed.
They are max, but it doesn't matter.
See, okay. I'm a cheapskate. I have mine one from max, so this way it saves me like 100k thorium.
Bunker busters on your tech for your technicals, have you?
I do, but it doesn't really matter. You just have to back up because you're gonna get rushed when the see it. Oh, that actually did more damage than I thought it would. Let me just drop
For that base, it would be a good idea, though.
Yeah, it is a good idea to take care of the bunkers. This is just me being lazy.
Well, and another thing too is if you don't have the hookers running, use anti-personnel shells or operatives. So when you kill the bunker, either if you have anti-personnel shell spec op running, nothing spawns, and if you have the operative, a bunch of suicide bombers spawn, and then they run into the base and die.
Right.
Yep.
So that's a good idea as well.
Those work for PvP as well. I gotta go. There's a phone call. I'll be right back.
And that's the base.
That is nicely done, sir.
Yeah, well played.
And it's just another way, because a lot of people struggle with, with the Shadow Watch and that. It's just another variation. So
I am one of them. So whoever says that the 95s are easy, feel free to start getting them for me.
Debo, we could talk after the show. Shit. Now that I'm in a sector that they can't be stolen, I'll show him.
Oh, Stuart coming to pay you.
Good thing.
He's just mad because he didn't steal the base.
I did chat on the way there. Son.
Yeah. Anyway.
Has Kixeye, anybody know, did Kixeye ever come out and say anything about this last event?
I don't think so.
As far as like the lag and exactly how bad
one
it
of
was.
them forms to fill out.
Yeah, there's just a public service announcement. There's a survey at the top, so fill it out. Be honest, give feedback and whatnot, because Kixeye does listen to the feedback.
They're not gonna like mine.
You're right. I didn't notice that.
So remember, when you're filling that survey out, you're talking to other human beings. So be nice, but be if you got something that you didn't like, be constructive about it. Like, for instance, a lot of people in the community didn't like that the third faction track was a cave. So you say, "Hey, Kixeye, I didn't like. I think the third faction track should be maybe open it up to air, not F you Kixeye. This thing is too effing hard and blah 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 blah." Like, there's different ways to go about it, and as Mr. Airlines always says, keep it classy. We're always talking to other humans.
But yeah, and I used to work support in a different game, and they don't realize, a lot of us, by the time it gets to whoever it needs to be talked to, you go through different routes of people who don't even know what's going on. So all they're seeing is F you, F this, whatever, they're going to push it aside and let it sit because they know you're mad, but they got to, calm down themselves before they go back through it because it's not their fault that is the issue.
I used to work a call center, and the calls that were F you and all that, I would say, well, please, when you calm down and all that, we would try and calm them down on the phone, but there was just no calming them down. We'd say, well, when you calm down, please give us a call back, and then just hang the phone up.
Yeah, very much.
We cared about the customers and all that, but there's nobody. You can't do anything. You can't do much for a person that just doesn't want to calm down and just speak rationally.
Yeah, and on forums, I would just shut it down early.
Now, yeah, we have a live chat at work now, and anybody that was just ridiculous or whatever, just make them disappear.
Hold on a minute there, guys.
Make the chat
Okay, I'm back.
Make the chat disappear, not the person, but make that person's chat disappear.
They were swimming with the fishies, though, but you're lying.
Hunter just asked in YouTube, here's an idea. Could they switch off PvP during the event? They could, but they will not because they still make money on PvP during the event.
Well, they're nice enough to switch off the jumps. I think that's as much as we can ask for there.
Yeah, because originally they turned it back on.
Somebody like me who had, I guess I won't use me as an example because I try to help lowers when I'm done my event, but someone like, well, I don't.
When I'm done my event, I smash people.
Player that gets done.
That is the problem. Is people can a lot of people do their event in one hit. The first day they're done, they're bored, they've got nothing to do. If the jumps were open, they'd be out and about.
Well, no, you go to an enemy sector. For instance, this event you had maybe 1.2 million you needed. So you get the 1.2 million, and then you have fun smashing the sector for the rest because you're going to kill their base toon, you're going to kill their PvP toons on the map, you're going to steal their bases, and if it's a sector that you don't particularly care for, the sector, not the actual humans behind the sector, but the tag or whatever, because they come in and hit you or whatever, just go in and pull a taco man, just jump in the sector, do your event, and then when you're done your event, then PvP.
You know how much I miss that guy. He was one of the best. I loved him. Taco man. One of the best.
I remember about 2 years ago, I jumped into a rid run.
Don't. Oh, sorry. My mic's not muted.
I remember about 2 years ago, I got stuck in an enemy sector because the people that I jumped with, they had left me and didn't tell me they jumped out. So this is, I think it was probably about 3 years because they had they still had that 7-day jump crap. So it was the end of the I think I had like a day left and they locked jumps before that day was over. And they didn't let me know when they were going to jump out. So I just jumped in and didn't plan for the event. Well, the sector, they didn't take too kindly to me because I was basically the patsy. Everyone else that had done the real damage had left, and then they got to pick on me because I was level like 30 something, and for like 12 hours I just talked to them in chat and told them how much fun I was going to have after the event, and I was going to bring them back and stuff. And even though I had no control over whether they came back or not, but the sector didn't know that.
We all do that.
And then this is back when you had remember how you had that base or the hex locked to your base? So I kept killing their heavy toon because if you put a toon on that hex that was locked to your base, they couldn't hit you, but you could hit them. They found out real quick not to put heavy toons on the map, and this is before the retreat. So if you got that toon of Vanquishers killed, you could just air it, and then they couldn't retreat it. And it was like, well, there's your Vanquisher toon that's 6 hours or whatever, 8 hours, 9 hours. And I dropped so many tunes, and all of a sudden they just said, all right, he's friendly, guys. He's not being disrespectful or anything, but, just leave him alone. And I was like, okay, thank you. That's all I asked. And then I wound up hitting him anyways because I was done my event.
I'll tell you what drives me up the wall is when you're defending the platoon. You can't leave the attack. Oh, that drives me up the wall. You have to either retreat or just sit there.
That's why I make my PvP tunes good so that they can defend themselves if they're not if I'm not controlling them. So I got phalanx and technicals, and that tune even unteched will put a hurting on anything that you try to throw at it, unless maybe the tune of hammers and valiants. But who runs around with hammers and valiants? So is everyone's like City would say robots, and they got technicals and they got Jug Ardra running to your base and War Rig tune. So the technicals will eat all that up, and the phalanx will eat the Juggernaut when he lands a shot and kills the technicals. The phalanx will go to the Jug because they got hit by the Jug, and then they'll put a hurting on him. And no matter what, even if I don't kill their tune, it's going to put a serious hurting on it. And that's all I want, because a buggy is not going to defend itself. A detonator is not going to defend itself. I have to control that. But I can leave a tune of phalanx and technicals out on the map. And I got to thank Debo and Mr. What's his face? Jack Sparrow for making me want to get in the Cool Kids Club and get the max technicals, because it's really nice because I can make 6 tunes of them now and just leave them right out on the map. And most people stay away from it because they don't know the secret to killing them. And if you're in like Warpath, you see a tune of technicals or in a base or whatever, people just skip along because they don't want the repairs. So I usually try not to hide my units anymore because I want to see what I have.
There's a question on YouTube. Have we discussed the pros and cons of the 3 heroics yet? I'm guessing he means heroic units.
So
have you spoke about them, or
what do you guys think about the hero units like Max, Polly, and Burnside? Will you guys be using them, or are they just going to go collect dust like a lot of other stuff?
I only got 2 of them. I didn't bother with the Burnside, but I will be using Max and Polly.
Whenever I get Polly, I will use her. I will use it.
Yeah. I seen somebody using a video using Poly as a mobile shock center, and I was like, well, this is good because now I don't have a use for my SF anymore because, well, Sheila, she still does stun, but for my SF, I only kept them around for being a shock center. But Polly's she can take a lot more damage than my SF, and she's a lot less repair, and she's a shock center, and she's got more range than a Jackal, and she can also scramble. The only thing with the Jackal is it's faster. So if you want to bait something, you can also use the Jackal as a bait unit.
And it's not a hero, which means if you use Polly, she can be the only one in there on the map.
Okay, I'm back. I just saw something on YouTube about speaking of Polly. Have we discussed the pros and cons of the 3 new heroes yet?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, we're doing it now because.
Okay, I just got back. Like my brother-in-law just came and picked up my nephew, so I have no idea what happened in the last 10 minutes.
No, Godscope, we are not discussing it, nor did we ever want to. But I appreciate you bringing that up on the side.
I'll throw this out there. How big of a bullshit ploy is this that my one-time use Poly can target floating turrets, but my regular Poly cannot without tech?
Well, first of all, what'd you feed it?
Well, I was out of crackers, so.
One-time use ones is basically, to my knowledge, if I understand these one-time use heroes correctly, it's basically all 6 techs on them at once. Bless you.
But that can't be because they sold a pack a couple of days before the event, offering the one-time use heroes with tech to put on them.
For your regular
I believe the tech was for your regular unit, and the one-time use unit was still just a one-time use unit.
Oh, okay. Well, then that would make sense.
You can't equip any tech on the one-time use units. You can only just deploy them.
They've got the tech already on them, I believe, haven't they?
That's correct.
Oh, so that's why they're so beefy compared to the regular hero.
That's why they're one-time use as well. Because if our Poly did that, that would be really awesome. If our hero Poly had all the tech on it, that would make it so much better.
Well, it leaves it down to.
Or if it could just fucking target air like it's supposed to.
You can put the tech.
That's why you have the air tech. Well, what's the other tech besides air?
Wide lens, which gives it splash damage.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Flash isn't really that great, like the radius on it, and the power for the Cyclops isn't that great that it would wipe out like a tune of Phalanx. That's my original test that I did with it was Phalanx. I was like, oh, this is going to be a cool Phalanx killer. So I put the wide lens on.
I think Poly and Invasion and certain waves will be very good.
Well, yeah, and it'll be ideal too if you have it in your base, or using it to attack. If someone groups up their technicals, if you have that wide lens on, with the fucking hell is that status effect? Scramble? I think it's scramble.
Yeah.
With that scramble and the splash, you can scramble multiple technicals at once.
Yeah.
That way they can still drive around. They just can't shoot.
Under your CC job, that is.
It is indeed. Yeah.
Poly naturally has the scramble, so you don't have to sit there and put a tech for that. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's her buff, isn't it? That's her hero buff.
Yeah, because I had one of my guys bring his Poly that he unlocked from the event and attack one of my one-time use Polys, and my one-time use Poly kicked the living shit out of his.
Because if you look at the stats from the one-time use and the one you get are different, like the health and stuff.
They're not massively different, though, are they? There's not a great gap between the two. I just think
Did anybody see
all the tech on it.
I know we shouldn't talk about news pages and anything on the show, but did anybody else see that picture of the Darkstorm stats on the KT News page?
Yeah, I've had to delete it off my page.
If that's the stats of this fucking unit, my god.
They do that every single time we get a Shadow Ops unit. Somebody makes up stats, and then...
what I worry about is this data mining. And that's
what I think. That's what I think they did. I think they data mined it.
Exactly.
Nothing's official.
Same way they data mine the code.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and as Dob is about to say, nothing's official until Kixeye releases the stats.
Oh, well, it's going to change. I think it's going to be powerful to start with. Then it's going to get nerfed. Crap.
Level 170 million health and 650,000 damage per shot. Holy fuck!
But I mean, honestly, that's in line with the railgun.
What was the range on it? Did anyone look?
400. 400 was the range.
Massive.
No, it's not massive.
Not great, but when it gets in range with that 70 million health,
well, it's going to take
hurt.
some
What
rail turrets to kill it, isn't it?
What
Oh, fuck yeah.
Here's a question for you, Sergey. It's asked Godscope there. What is everybody's favorite unit now?
I'll start off. My favorite unit to use
All round, I mean, just all
probably
round. I mean, not
all around Phalanx. They're
Yes.
so you can use them in anything. You can use them PvP, PvE. You can use them to kill ground. You can use them to kill air. Doesn't matter. They're so good.
Yeah, and also on YouTube, that question's out to YouTube, everybody. Well, I can't argue with the Phalanx there, but still my favorite unit there is still Jericho.
Yeah,
Mine's the best unit in the game there.
It's between Jericho and Dino for me. They're fantastic units, both of them.
Yes. The Dino, now the Dino could hit air all the time. That would be the best unit in the game.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And that's the only reason why it sort of comes a close second.
I'll add a second part to that. My favorite ground unit is the Phalanx. My favorite air unit are my Valiants.
Oh, I ain't even upgraded them.
Those are some beefy bitches when they're up. Mine are 17 now, and they are unbelievable.
You guys remember that 80 base a few events ago where we just PK'd it to death? Actually, I think it was last month's event where we just PK'd the daylights out of it. Well, I killed a bunch of stuff but I was running out of time, so I threw my Valiants against those purple dudes, and it just wiped all the purple dudes, and I got maybe a half-hour repair because those Valiants are really, really good against the thorium stuff, and they don't take too much damage from them.
Well, that's something I'm gonna have to upgrade them.
Even the commandos, the little rocket launcher guys, they do the most damage to my Valiants, but even then, I could take like probably 10, 15 shots before one of my things dead, I think.
Also, Hunter Hamish has said in chat there that he wants Kickside to boost Jericho. I agree. That's it. Make it so.
Yeah,
I'd love them to do it, but I don't see that they never want to go back to old units. They want to push forward and make us cool in the newer ones.
Well, Hunter, the Valiants are slow, yes, but they have very high health and very high damage. You don't use them alone. I pair 6 of them with my Elite Blackout and my Omega Titan, and they follow underneath the Titan being protected by the drones. And when I'm hitting a base, it doesn't matter how many anti-air technicals you have left. You run them within range of the Valiants, they're dead. Like, they're that strong. And the bone saws are great against the thorium infantry because they're highway zealot killers. Other units that have that built into them are Phalanx, Valiants, Spartans, most of the Gen 2 units. Most of the Gen 2 and some of the Gen 1 units have that built-in highway zealot killer.
Just explain that again there, Godscope, just about the reasons why there, because that's very good information there. I think people don't maybe realize.
When the first time we had an event with thorium-infused units was when these units that we have now were being released. So they had to give us some units that did more damage to these specific units. So built into the damage output on the Valiants, the Bone Saws, the Phalanx, the Spartans, like the Vindicators, stuff like that, they have built-in extra damage to the thorium-infused units because the thorium-infused units are quote, resistant to regular bullets. So their Liberators don't do as much damage to them, even though Liberators are awesome. They're technically, Iridium armor. Thank you, Erwin Rommel, you fucking legend. We need you on the show.
Yes,
they have Iridium. They have Iridium armor. So
regular. I have record. Phalanx don't have it. The only air units that have it are Bone Saws and Valiants, and then Spartans.
It was actually the Highway Zealots that all this crap came out, because the first event with the Highway Zealots, I spent a half hour on a convoy trying to kill all these Highway Zealot units, and then you got the Bone Saw, The Bonesaw had the iridium tip bullets, and then the Valiant had that, and then the Spartan ZK is Zealot Killer, and so those were your units that you had to.
And if you want to know what is a zealot killer, you just go in and you look at it in your barracks or anything, and there's actually like a symbol that'll say it up next to whether it hits air or not and what kind of damage it is. It'll say Highway Zealot Killer.
See, I thought
you can look in your hangar, your war factory, or your barracks, and it will tell you all the units that have this built into it so that you know.
See, I thought it was just something that was described as what was underneath Godscope's bed.
Wait, what?
I thought it was something that you described that was what was underneath your bed.
Okay.
You didn't get it, never mind.
No. That one went over my head.
And also, the Valiants, have they not tech on them that for 3 or 4 seconds they take 75-80% less damage or something like that?
70.
The Valiants, they have a tech that as soon as they initially take damage, they take 70% less damage for like 8 seconds.
So that's like, if you're going up against, like, say, a bunch of technical, say, like 7 or phalanx. Not there, you're going to rip them apart. So you're going.
I'm giving all my damn tips away.
And do you know the best part of the Valiant?
You have, because I'm now going to upgrade my Valiant. So.
Well, it's a flying growler, in a way with that.
You want to know the best part of the Valiant?
Jess, what basis would you use the Valiants in then? What level are you, Jess? There, by the way.
I'm 39.
You're 39 there, and how long have you been playing this game here? A couple of years?
More like 4, 5, 6.
So you've been on and off then?
Yeah.
So, to give you... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. Go so fire on there. No, it's your show there.
I was going to say, to give you an idea how good, in my opinion, the Valiants are, if they ever released a wing drone tech for them, I would not use my Furies. I would not use my Sandstorm. All I would use is Blackout and Valiants, because they would be the new Banshee. Because when the Banshees came out with their wingmen, they were the best thing to use at that time.
And the best thing with Valiants is their guaranteed hit on the missiles that they fire. So
Banshees with wingmen, I was king for a day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love them.
And yes, AJ, I am from Saskatchewan. You need to talk slowly and very simply because I'm just a fucking hillbilly who graduated with a 3.8 GPA. Mind you, that was almost 7 years ago.
Well, my favorite units are Sarkis and Nimbuses.
Shut up.
They are the best units in the game, and I wish they were buffed.
Someone kick him, please.
I had somebody PM me that they wanted an Omega Ronin, and I'm like, well, probably not going to happen.
It would be the same thing if we got a Spartan hero. I'd love the Spartan hero because I like the stealth area damage that it does.
Most wingmen run up front, just like the caretaker runs away. I think you're probably right. It's just I don't understand that because you go wingman there to hit a floater there, and next minute never mind your drones, but your wingmen run off as well.
I just fly a condor over.
There's a request from Hunter for Godscope to do a base with the O-Titan, Blackout, and Valiant to show what you mean by their awesomeness.
Yeah, I can't do PvP while I'm on the show. I lag too much. I'm currently trying to find a screen capturing program that does not make my computer fucking melt. And as soon as I find that program to use, I will be making videos from PvP and PvE and stuff like that, showing how good these Valiants are against
Does somebody have a tune of technicals that they're willing to sacrifice for
confirm that there on Godscope there. He has tried there previously there to do this here, and it's no point. It's slow motion there, and everything breaks up. There's absolutely no point.
It's like half a frame a second.
Try it. I'm not even on. Can you hear me? Yeah. Try OBS. You can lower the settings. You can lower the pixels. That
Let
should
me
make
rephrase.
it.
I'm trying to find a free screen capturing
Yes.
software.
Try OBS.
Is OBS free? I thought you had to pay for it.
Absolutely free.
Yeah, Windows 10 there from Mr. Rummel.
No, I have Windows 7 on an Intel Core i3 laptop, which is about 8 to 10 years old.
Question: does anybody have technicals that they're willing to sacrifice for science? Because I have Valiants, and we can just show how they do after I reconnect.
I would love to, and I just happen to be in the same sector as you.
Not anymore. I jumped to my super secret.
Oh, I'm there too.
Okay. You must have just as I jumped out. Okay.
How many technicals you want?
A full tune of technicals, and then I'll do as many Valiants as I can shove into my tune. But
yeah, because that's a fair fight.
Well, no. Well, how many?
Do five rocket technicals versus an Omega Titan.
What level you're
Blackout and
No. I just want to do a full tune of technicals, like the anti-air ones, and then I'll do like 6 Valiants, and then we'll show you how powerful the Valiants are.
Do you want me to control them?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're using just Valiants, he's gonna kick your ass.
Dava, would you mind PMing your base codes?
Who's got the highest level technicals? Because I want to. It'd be neat to do them against.
Mine are only level 1. I can't help you with that.
I got 12.
Mine are 15.
40.
Only one.
I'm just not dumb enough to put them up against Valiants.
It's for the show, though. I mean, obviously, we all know that they're going to destroy him, but you want to show.
You can come and hit mine if you think you need to.
What was that, Anta?
How do you get them that high, Debo?
How do I get them that high?
Level 1.
On my hours.
That's terrible.
I mean, it's not my disruptors, the best unit in the entire game, since we're asking me now.
Oh, yeah. What are your favorite, not best, what are your favorite ground and air units to
here
use?
right now there, Debo, and private chat, the way nobody can hear or listen to it there, and discuss your disruptors.
Disruptors and seekers. That's all I need.
Sensibly.
Fuck off. You are the stupidest person I've ever heard say a word in this planet.
No, I wouldn't go there. I've heard worse.
Have you used level 20 seekers and level 20 disruptors?
No, I haven't, because I'm not stupid.
There's your problem right there.
Go, but did you want a base to hit?
That's where the problem lies, is level 20. We can't comment.
You load your base with your level 20 disruptors and seekers, and I'll come over there with one of my PvP tunes, and I'll flatten you to the ground.
I didn't say I use it for defense. I just said I like it. And I think they're one of the best.
I will say, though, I did have to eat my words this last event about the seekers, because mine are not built, and I have 40 of them I could build, but they're level 1. I could not do the final mission on the Sentinel track because my seekers were garbage, and if they were a higher level, I would have been able to do it.
Oh, dude, I used Caretaker and Acolytes.
Yeah, I tried the Acolytes, didn't work, took too long. And then one of my guys told me, "Don't just use seekers. Mine are level 8, and it takes me like 3 minutes to kill a space." And I said, "Fuck you."
Especially when you can leave them all the way in one corner, and when it flies away to the other corner, they still shoot at it.
Yeah. Real lapse of judgment on my part, not fucking leveling those turds up. Whatever.
Yeah, Slim, you took my spot in the super secret sector.
Super secret sector.
So Slim, if you jump to Godscope sector, then because that's where I'm at right now.
There's several fucking people there to hit.
Well, no, I'm there now with my main, so then we can do the test live on air.
Okay.
Wait, are you in the sector I was in, or the one that I'm currently in?
I don't know where you're the original sector that you were in.
Okay, yeah, I'm not in that one anymore.
Dava, just jump to me, and I'll sacrifice my technicals.
Okay.
Now I will clarify: technicals versus Valiants 1-on-1, not the greatest idea. I use 6 of them with my Blackout and my Titan, and that's what works for me.
with my level 14 Valiants, I was getting a 1 to 3 ratio. So one Valiant was killing off like 3 technicals with the rockets.
Nice.
My Google bar. So I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And I was even controlling my technicals to try to like dodge the like to outrange the Valiants, and yeah, it's just
That's the problem. You can't get in range of the Valiants, because if you get in the range of the Valiants, you're fucked.
yeah, you basically have to outrange them.
Can I test my howlers?
You test your howlers.
Gold, my expert.
Howlers will not work because they don't have the same range that technicals do.
I want to see how
The range nor the power.
I want to try to test their power.
Also, they're fast.
Yeah, I flattened somebody yesterday whose base was all 3,000 space they could hold in as their base plat were expert howlers, and I flattened him with phalanx and didn't lose a damn thing. He was so pissed. He's like, "These howlers are so strong. How'd you flatten me so easily?" I was like, "Yeah, they were strong 2 years ago."
They were.
2 years ago, I wouldn't have even hit your base.
And honestly, the only thing that really made him powerful was the Jericho tactic.
Yeah.
Like, without the Jericho tactic, they were still good, but they were very squishy. So if you threw it against an Omega Titan, it was going to hurt. All right. Oh yeah, I guess I should have probably jumped to you.
Well, guys, I've got to leave. I've got to go to work. So have a good show and enjoy. I'll catch you later.
Diba, I'll screen share the hits this way.
Have a nice day.
I'm outside your base waiting for you.
City there, give a few shout outs before you go there if you're still here.
Shout out to the Double Phoenix fella. He's an awesome person. You guys should.
Good on
actually, nah. Alright. So if I didn't have the relic tech on, I would strip all my Valiants of their tech. But I have the relic tech, and it's very costly to re-equip. So
yeah, it's like what, 10 million thorium each.
Yeah, so I gotta actually, I totally forgot about my task that I was gonna do this weekend and build 12 more caretakers. I have to hop onto that when the show ends.
That's cool. There, any more questions there, please, there?
All right, let me screen share.
Or if there's no more questions, I'm going to put it on the panel. So
well, I'm gonna if you present me and Debo are gonna fight with our thingies.
Whoa, I am not fighting Dabo with my thingy. I'm just putting that out there.
Burnside.
Debo, put the rocket launcher on it. Then the tech that gives it reduced damage while moving.
I have Arctic tires, streamlined plating, and toxic weapon. Some of these have Rocket Man. The other ones are just a gun. So it's about a half and half, 50-50 max.
You have 2 tunes? Because you could do 1 tune with full rockets and then 1 tune full of gun, just to show.
No, I have 1 tune that has 2, 4, 6, 8 rockets and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 machine gun.
Okay, I guess that'll work.
Either way, they're gonna die, so it doesn't matter.
Well, we know that, but just for the sake of all right, am I up when? Did you present me?
Oh.
Did you present me?
Present the man. There you go.
All right, am I good?
Yep, you're good. Go for it.
I can't present you.
So Debo here. Oh, this is weird. Some of his technicals have tech, and like the tech symbol, and some don't.
When do you think we will have heroic tech for the 3 heroes?
Coming up in these next 3 events.
I was gonna say the update on Wednesday will probably be the first set.
Do you think with the next survivor space you will get heroic tech?
Hey, are you screen sharing? Because I don't think it's on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, Antonio, you need to present them. No, for the new heroes for Max Burnside and Paulie, their tech will be for the new PvP season in the gear store.
I'm at 1,000,000 medals, so anytime I get to 1,000,000 medals, Kix always says, "Hey, here's 1.2 million you need to drop." So
there you go, Double.
All right, it's done.
Okay.
You're
Double
on the game there. You're on.
take-
You're
So-
the attacker, aren't you? Double, aren't you?
I am.
There you go.
The attacker is always on the right in PvP base battles. Well, the toon battle. So something that Debo hasn't done here, but I'll give away one of my tricks of the trade. I put all my technicals the same symbol. So then you actually have to look at the gun to do it, and most people don't actually look at the gun. So
make a full screen there, Double, please.
I will say, while they're setting this up, if you can afford it, get Sunder's gold and silver hero tech. It makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
Sunder's the
He's just a piece that they need to take on.
Vindicator hero.
Yeah, he's the Vindicator hero.
Yeah, I need Sunder. So if it does come out, I'm gonna get him.
He's a monster with that silver and gold hero tech.
Oh boy.
The bronze one's all right, but prioritize silver and gold. Get those two first, and then if you can, then get the third one. But the silver and gold are the best two.
Debo, I was going to have you clump all your technicals together this way. Run around with them?
So what, they die faster? Is that what you're asking?
He's trying to prove how his goal is to prove how good technicals are, and your goal is to prove how good valiants are, not to show how a stupid player plays.
How we have it, it's just gonna be a death match. I like it.
A fair fight, so is there? It's going to be a fair fight.
If you get to spread yours out, he gets to spread his out.
See, now this is back to 3 years ago in the game when you hit a base where the first thing you did when you deployed your stuff was spread it out.
But back then, you just spread it out, hit Ruby. Now, with our units now, you can actually pick bases apart.
Oh, yeah. Dob is setting up. I'll tell you right now, Dob is setting up his shift keys right now.
No, I'm just going to hit Ruby. I don't know what Debo's going to do, but it would be, if you want to do it like a bloodbath, we just hit Ruby at the same time and see what happens.
Yeah, he puts his on fist, you put yours on fist, and
it looks like a chess game.
Except you're having fisting good time.
Get that technical out of the middle, man. He's offsides.
Checkmate.
He's offside.
He's the driver with the biggest balls. I don't know what you're talking about. He's staring death in the face and saying, "Fuck you."
He's Jon Snow riding ahead to go fight the Battle of the Bastards, going to fight Ramsay.
All right, we got 4 minutes left. So, are you hitting Fist or Ruby?
No, he's got to
controlling my shit. Go ahead, let's do it.
Do it there, Double. There.
All right.
A fair fight.
No.
Holy shit.
Now they're all clumping up.
Wow, he's actually killing my Valiants.
Plot twist, Debo's technicals are level 20.
Well, I knew there were 20, but this is a good test, actually, because my Valiant should be smoking those things right now. But yeah,
he was actually good at War Commander.
On every test I've done, Valiants destroyed these things.
That's probably because you use Ruby.
Well, it was in the Go-Go Bar. I didn't actually have a real test on the map.
Well,
that right there, YouTube, is why I use 6 of them behind my Blackout and my Titan.
I honestly don't think adding your Blackout and Titan when a player was controlling would make a difference.
Yeah, if I see Valiants and Blackout and Titan, I'm going for the Blackout and Titan first because that's going to hurt you way more than the Valiants.
Damn.
All right, so as you can see, you want to get your technicals to level 20 because they destroy Valiants. But
yeah, they took a lot of damage to do it, though.
Hold on. I just for the record, I made Debo's Toon Ghost Home Valiants for the win. Made it Ghost Home.
Hell yeah.
It's just because I retreated.
Hey, let's not
Dob
worry
about
about the
Vic.
details.
Hey, Doxing, what screen did you see? I believe it said defeated, didn't it?
Yes,
Ooh,
yes,
all right,
exactly.
all right.
I win. I won.
So,
I love
let's do this legitimately now. What was the repair time there?
I love it when people say that they one-star me, and I laugh at them, and they're like, "Oh, well, what screen did you see? I saw victory," and I was like, "You can believe that."
I took 2 hours and 52 minutes damage.
Oh, I guess
All right, Dava.
I guess I should have been smart and put it in a PvP tune like Debo probably did.
Actually, you know what? I fucked up too. I didn't put it in PvP either.
I was gonna say I didn't see your
technically-
Sigma plat.
I technically only lost 2 technicals, died all the way, and then 2 more were down to the last bar, but everything else is sitting pretty okay.
How long how long time did you get, Dava?
Yeah, let's not worry about that.
I'm gonna guess 11 hours.
At least
No,
14. If they're an hour apiece, at least 14.
Totally. That's another thing. I didn't have a full tune, but yeah, it's 7.5 hours.
Let's try again then.
Coin it and do it again.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be outside your base in a minute.
Yeah, that'll happen. But like in my go-go bar, like I've done
Does anybody have the Last Resort level 6 on their Herald?
No.
Nope.
mine is level 1, and I never bothered to upgrade it because I don't use my herald anymore in PvP because
People
it dies.
use that there to get a 1-star.
I was gonna say,
I do
if
believe
anybody in the
mine is level 6.
Debo, if you want to hit Dobba's base and show him why having a compact base is a very bad idea now, that'd be sweet.
Because it is a guaranteed 1-star.
Oh, look, these
Oh
these
my
nines
God.
got nerfed. These nines got nerfed because they used to destroy my technicals. Like this would be all dead by now.
And
Or maybe
you
it's
run
just
your
you were a
team
new
squad on
bed
there
and
with
now
your
you're
Phantom
better.
on that there, you will get the 1-star without any problem. Any base.
If it lands on top of the CC and it's level 6, especially with the base like Dobba's, you would probably 2-star him.
Now why?
Because that whole north side of his base plus his command center would be gone.
Yep.
Assuming he doesn't drop the herald before.
Yeah,
it
but
gets-
usually if you got technicals on his base, the technicals will destroy a herald before it even gets there.
I did some testing and level 16 technicals with the rocket tech will they drop an Omega Herald, my Omega Herald in 4 seconds, and when I upgraded it to 18 with the token pack that I purchased, it went to 3 seconds. So now it was like
Well, that's probably why those Valiants aren't killing your technicals. Then they're like 6 levels higher than the last time you tried.
no, they're only 2 levels higher, but still like
Wow.
my Valiants are 4 to 5. My Valiants are 6 levels higher than when I first tried.
Go there. Where are the core bases there? We need to get our bastions built up there, yes?
Like, look at this.
I thought they don't come out again until Wednesday.
Yeah, but they didn't come out at all this week.
Yeah, no, they didn't. I think they'll. Yeah, they won't be out till like Tuesday or Wednesday though.
Yeah. That was a bad move. I think Kixeye should bring them out a day earlier. I think they're giving.
Oh, and there go the Valiant.
I want to.
Has anybody spent that 100K on those earmuffs for your dog yet?
I don't have
I
a
bought it
hell
just.
yeah.
I bought it just for Max because why not? But I'm not gonna. My war dogs, I've never used a single war dog since I bought them.
So
I
you
got
have,
way-
you have to spend 100,000 per dog. Then is what my question is.
Oh yes.
That's a fucking joke.
Yeah,
I got way more important things like Thunder's Tech to spend my medals on.
And all it does is it reduces or it makes it immune to concussion. Which if I'm running a dog into a base, the last thing I'm worrying about is concussion. So
No shit.
I'm just as worried about my dog being shocked as it being concussed.
so Godscope, question
Yes.
for you, good sir. Once I find it. Somewhere
No.
there you go. You said 1 Omega Herald on my base would you just got to get it to my CC?
If it
I
gets
guess-
to your CC and it has level 6 Last Resort, you're bubbled.
Oh yeah. Well, that's if. I mean, I guess even at the top, I guess it would be better to deploy it up at the top than down here. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to leave this stuff as is, and
Oh yeah, you'll kill those before they even get to you. But as you can see, they don't have last resort. So.
But even if it did, at last resort only affects them when they die. So I mean, they're not even going to get close to my CC for them to last resort it. They might, wipe out that corner or whatever. But to get a 1-star on me, you have to damage my CC. So, especially now I'm upgrading my turrets. You actually have to damage my CC, and if you don't damage my CC, then you can kill all this corner like you want.
But oh boy, it looks like Condor days all over again.
Yeah, but the 4 of them look unrealistic to me.
4 condors.
I think
They're converging into one.
I think
Condors all over the place once again.
I think in general, there, if you're using a unit to deliberately die and just use it for that, it's not good there. It's not good. You shouldn't be doing that there. What is it there? Repair time is 16 hours, 8 hours in PvP?
8 hours in a PvP.
8 hours in a PvP.
So really,
if you want it, you could present Dabo. We'll see how it will go.
One's down.
So there's one right there, and he didn't even he barely made it to my walls. And these are level 40 things now. Now that thanks to Kit's Eye.
Someone's hitting you, Daba.
Probably Debo.
Oh, Debo's air is gonna spawn at the top too.
Yes, it is.
Debo, before you do this hit, if you're gonna sacrifice your hero for science, do you have it?
Joke's on you, Daba. His herald's not gonna die.
Do I have what?
I was gonna die now. Whether it makes
it's in a PvP tune.
All right, hold on. Let me take my things off.
Why did my hero fly all the way fucking from down here? See, it ain't even gonna make it.
Full screen Daba, please.
Why would my air spawn below him?
Let his herald get at least over your base before you kill it, just to show how big the splash is.
See?
Yeah, I didn't start firing way out there too.
Yeah. Just watch this. Boom.
But had I caught you way out here, it wouldn't have made it.
It would have made it if I would have came in on top, which is weird because my base is above yours.
Yeah.
Share that on the map.
Hold on. Look, he hit my CC, but I got a victory. Still not a 1-star, my friend. See?
Wait, what?
Told you. You got to do damage to my base and my CC.
How much did he do?
Voila.
Oh wait, did you get a victory because he hit you while you were running Gogo Bar? Because the building.
No, he got a victory because I left the fight. All I did was spawn in the herald.
No, he didn't bubble me. I'll show the attack log.
Correct, because I lost my herald and quit the fight.
Oh, I thought your
disruptors. He would have messed you up.
He probably would have.
I thought your herald looked like it dropped down on the middle of his base.
No, it didn't.
You have so. Let's see the attack log here.
Big whopping 3%.
Oh, look, 3% damage. That can't be right.
Dude, look back even on YouTube. It's gonna show his herald drop in the middle of your base, and like all the turrets die.
Hold on. You guys seen it?
Yep.
It hit so that was a visual glitch, then I guess.
That's what I saw too. Yeah.
So it didn't make it to your base at all.
On my screen, it dropped outside of it, like pretty much on his bottom wall by that avalanche turret that's repairing.
On my okay. Because on my screen, you made it to my CC, but it dropped, and it basically left my CC micro health.
Oh yeah, no! On my screen, it dropped right at that avalanche turret.
Yeah, if you look at that bottom avalanche that's repairing, from there all the way around to that cryo was all looked dead from when it crashed.
Yeah,
it looked like it took that whole fucking half of his base out.
So post dropping, so the splash from that tech apparently just damaged these two. Not even like getting that bunker, which is surprising, or these. Or
It did kill all those buildings on the bottom too.
But what is even more surprising, if Java goes to the map and looks, you'll see my base is directly above and to the right of his base. So I should have spawned at that top corner.
Yeah, you should have spawned at 2 o'clock.
See, yeah, Debo's base is up there, so yeah, it should have deployed there. Hey, Debo, attack me again and deploy like a fury, and see if it deploys there again. Because if so, then that's a bug that we need to address.
Coin your herald and do it again.
No.
Hey, Godscope, he will if you send him the coin.
I mean, Godscope, why don't you do your herald?
What about
Because I don't have that tech. Yeah, I'll take an IOU, Dama.
I charge 10 coin a day interest, but it's a minimum of a week. You gotta wait for processing. There we go, processing time.
God, that's like a hockey company that I'm ordering my sticks from this summer that I will not name because I don't want to name and shame. They offer their 30-day warranty that begins in effect of their shipping date, and it's 6 to 8 weeks shipping. So the warranty expires before I even get the stick.
Yeah, on my screen, even before I spawn, it's telling me that I'm going to spawn just around 3 o'clock.
Hold on, before you do that, let me zoom out. All right, go ahead. And let me know when you deploy.
I deployed.
Oh yeah, you're way over there. What the heck?
That's fucked.
Yeah, which is messed up because, like I said, my base is directly above. I should have spawned right on top of you.
A good question in
YouTube.
A good question in YouTube was, should you keep your airborne platforms or replace them?
I replaced mine. I put reinforced just because I didn't want to wait 2 days to put armored. But if you're a coiner or you don't mind waiting the 2 days for each platform, definitely, absolutely switch them to armored or reinforced.
I got tired of invasion crap killing my floaters and making me actually have to fight with my units and taking damage. So I put them all ground, and it works for phalanx too because now they have to fight through the turrets to get to my base tune. And so I put my base tune behind my turrets, so this way my turrets are basically another wall that they have to fight through.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do when I hit someone's bases, if every single one of their platforms is floating, is I just run my phalanx in circles and I completely ignore his defenders. And I just flatten his base. I
had all these floating, and I took my base tune out and I put javelins on Ruby, and they came from down here. And I didn't have the buildings blocking them, but they were able to get to maybe this turret right here and that turret right there. Because my Drakens, they were distracted by they were trying to shoot my javelin rockets down, and by the time they got here, there was just too many Drakens firing at the rockets that it killed my javelins. But I was able to give myself kill about half of my base just with javelins on Ruby because they were floating. They got 720 range, I think, or something. So
725.
Yeah, 725 with the 20% boost. So they really are a good unit to use against air. And if you have all floaters, and your base isn't like ginormous like Scooby and some other people, and it's real compact like this, I'm gonna run javelins around the edges, and even up here, I would micro heal offline. I would micro heal javelins, send them all here to kill one turret, and then they're gonna die. And micro heal them again, send them back, and it would take a bit, but you would get flat, and you'd see that I lost 50 javelins, but they're all micro healed. And I'll lose 10, 15 javelins to take out a full defended base to knock out the turrets. That's not a problem. You knock out the turrets, you knock out the bunkers, and then it's basically just a PB, just like a on the map battle where I'm fighting their base tune because their base is dead. Because the CC turret doesn't really matter what that is. Rocket stylers don't matter to me.
You've asked another question there by saying what base setup is the best there now? A wide open base or a compact base or 50-50 or what way is it?
It depends on what you're being hit with. Like if you have a compact base, you're you're going to be strong against the phalanx spam, but you're susceptible to some cheesehead bringing his herald in, sacrificing it, and then wiping out half your base. Whereas you spread everything out, it takes longer to kill, but then you can pick them apart with phalanx.
We tried the herald thing and it didn't work too well. It only works 50%. But see, I think it depends on who you ask, because a lot of people defend better with a wide open base, and like I do. I gotta give props to Dutch, because he gave me this base design and I tweaked it.
What is a happy medium then? What is the 50-50? What is a happy medium?
Go with what works for you.
Yeah.
I personally, I set up to beat the events. I set my base up to beat events, and I set my base up to beat invasion. Everything else doesn't fucking matter. If you hit me and I'm online, you're gonna take damage. You're probably gonna get me. I don't care. You know what I mean? You can't protect your base anymore. So the days of you actually being able to fight off everything somebody throws at you, or getting hit by 2 or 3 people one after another, are pretty much over. So
unless you spend a fucking ton of money.
And every time somebody, gets done and loses their shit, you coin everything real quick, and then you're back in the fight. But, I mean, that gets too expensive. It's not worth it in the game anymore to even, attempt to do shit like that. So basically, I mean, I personally, like I said, I set up my base to destroy an invasion and to destroy the event. Everything else is what it is.
See, here we have a base of a friend of mine on War Commander, and this is a wide base. This works for this particular player. For me, though, this wouldn't work for me because it's just too wide. It doesn't have a lot of overlapping fire, so I like the real tight base.
That's Royce.
Yep. And
I know that one.
He said a friend. He didn't say names. He said a friend.
Yeah, we're trying to be anonymous here, and you just blow it.
No shit.
But
he shows it every single damn event. Come on.
I've seen him destroy a lot of stuff with this base, and for him, it works. It's a really good base. But for me, like I like the compact base because I like all my turrets firing on each other, and my weakness is if you take a Juggernaut and you're sacrificing it and you come up at the top, and you're gonna get a Juggernaut shot off, and then you're gonna knock out a good portion of my base. But nobody really does that anymore. They all come from the bottom.
Okay, I'll be there at the top in a minute with a jug.
I tried that base, and to me, people with flances go all the way through with no problem.
If you're
same setup,
if I know you're online and you're gonna bring a jug, I'm gonna move all my technicals out of the way so they don't get hit off that first.
Oh, see, no, that's not fair. I mean, why should I be the only one with damage? I said that's not fair. Why should I be the only one who takes damage? I think I say you should leave your technicals in there.
I mean, you've already lost your herald for no
I know.
damage. I mean, might as well.
I mean, I destroyed your valiance. You took my herald. Okay, it's almost even.
Back to the point there, what Demo said there. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be that way.
I just like my base to be symmetrical. I don't really care what it does or what it looks like. I just want it to be symmetrical.
It shouldn't be a cost. I mean, it's just everything's a cost now. If you want to be a high-end player or a good-end player, that's a cost. But how about a level 39 there being a good player? That's not going to happen there. We need to sort of balance it out a little bit.
It is. I mean, you can still do it. I mean, you just got to do it smart. Now, like personally, people will sit there and say, "Oh, you suck," or "You're a pussy," or whatever, because you're going to hit people offline. I'm sorry. I consider that being intelligent. I would rather destroy your shit and take a quarter of the damage than hit you online and take 75% damage. Or in those other situations, lose everything I have. I still smash your base, yeah. But I mean, if I'm going to be hitting people nonstop, I mean, yeah, of course you want to hit the offline bases.
What's the name of this game? The first word?
War.
And in war, you don't attack when the enemy's strongest. You attack when they're weakest. You plan, you strategize. That's what all this. You send some spies over, whatever, and figure out when they're sleeping, and then you attack them while they're sleeping.
But then again, I mean, I'm all for like the last warpath we went to. I jumped to a sector, and these guys kept trying to hit me, and it was pretty laughable. And you know, one of their big guys in that sector was like, oh, you know, why don't we do this outside of Warpath? I'm like, I'll gladly come back to your sector. We can go ahead and you know, duke it out outside of a Warpath. I'm all about fighting, man. You know, and a lot of people don't know, but you know, I fight. You know, I fight hard, man. It's like, you know, I'm the third monkey on the ramp of Noah's Ark, and brother, it's starting to rain, so let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, so I mean, you still can't fight, you still can't do all that stuff. It just, it all depends on what you want to do, what you want to lose, what, you know, what your limitations are. But you don't have to be a coiner, you don't have to be a high end player. You could be a level 30 and just smashing people.
Yep.
So Debo, you said you wanted to see how your jug does at the top of my base?
All right, y'all, I'm out.
Not
I
since you had
will
all
talk
this
to you
time.
guys later.
Huh?
Not since you sat here while the entire time I talked and prepped.
All I did was I just did Go-Go Bar test. And I didn't.
He had to test the angles.
I'm screen sharing live on YouTube, so they can see out on YouTube that I didn't do anything.
What kind of go-go bar test did you do? Did you
All right,
do
you guys, I'm out. Talk to you later.
Doug Ardra, 4 caretakers. How'd you do
Okay,
it?
there goes Scope there. Thanks for everything there, buddy. There.
So if you have anything else besides the Juggernaut, then it might work. But
Well, you know, I was going to do Jug Ardra and like 4 or 5 caretakers. You know, let's make it even. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to do it, man.
Just for the record, using more than one caretaker is a bad idea because the health doesn't stack.
That's
So
correct. You use them one at a time.
If I have 5
You just
caretakers,
drop them in extremely fast as they start dying.
if I have
That is
5
correct.
it should give me 5 times a caretaker's health, but as far as damage, but it only gives me 1 caretaker's because they split the damage evenly. So like if I have 1 caretaker and it takes 5 railgun shots to kill it, if I have 2 caretakers, it'll still take 5 railgun shots, I believe, to kill it. So yeah, it should double it, but like Venom's always saying. But
I would never personally use more than 1 caretaker at a time, and everybody out there do the same, man. You know, it's nice to keep a platoon with 1 caretaker in each section, running with you, next to you, and you know, keep 1 in your tune so that way you can always have the exact amount of space you need. Because I'll be honest with you right now, like the entire event, I didn't actually get on until Monday. I didn't get to play it any of the first 3 or 4 days, and all I did was run Jug, Caretaker, Ardra, some technicals, and a few phalanx. And every time that Caretaker would die, you know, I had another platoon next to it. Sorry about my kid there. I would have another platoon of caretakers and just keep spawning in 1 caretaker at a time. So
that's about what I did.
The Vanquishers have a new shield, Caretaker. It's even better than Shadow Killers.
See, in my testing, I did 5 railgun shots for one.
They don't have a unit to protect.
Yeah, there's a rifleman in there somewhere. So, oh wow, now it's actually working properly. Okay. Why does stuff work? It actually works when I screen share it on YouTube. Because when I did this test about a week or 2 ago, they, just for the record, about 5 or 6 railgun shots will kill the caretaker. But now it's actually spreading the damage evenly. Because we're at about, I think, 4 or 5.
man, that ERM is going to kill that fucking railgun.
Yo, I want to see this.
That's why I picked the ERM, because he's going to be there forever. So the caretaker can just keep getting hits. Okay, so see, now each railgun shot is multiplying the damage by 7. There's 7 caretakers, so it's taking like you're damaging 7 units basically. It's still the same damage in theory per shot, but it's going across 7 units instead of 1. And like I said before, I'd like I'd rather have one damaged unit that dies than 5 half-dead units. Because it just looks worse on the repairs, even if it's the same time. It just looks worse on the repairs if you...
Well, not to mention one caretaker dead is an hour 15. So
that too. So like, this is a lot of repair time right now that I'm causing.
Okay, all the guys on YouTube there are talking about what you upgrade and what you do this and that there. I'll tell you what, the two most important buildings that you should ever upgrade are the Go-Go Bar and the Defense Lab. Get your Go-Go Bar to level 10, then upgrade your Defense Lab.
Yeah.
All right. What's special about the Go-Go Bar and the Defense Lab, Mr. Airlines?
Is Go-Go Bar will at max level will give you 48% buff to your defending units.
What about the Defense Lab?
It will give you a defensive buff of 20%, I think.
Let me see. So I got mine maxed. It gives 20% less damage in combat. It's your base platoon, so not your turret, so it's really nice. Sure. So your base platoon basically gets 1/5 more health because the just because of that one building being alive.
So you should upgrade them immediately.
And if you have a base tune that has relic tech, you can slap another 10% on, so you get 30% more health.
Exactly.
And if you have any other tech like the like any defensive, like this, like a Vindicator takes less from sustain, 50% when standing still. So then, you can slap that on, you get 80% against sustain, and it starts to multiply. So just from having this little building up, you get 20%. So that's why mine is at the very back, because if anybody's gonna go for it, hey, you can have it, but then it's gonna hurt you. And then my Go-Go Bar is in the center. Ideally, I'd like to have my Defense Lab right here, but it just won't work. Just
and don't forget that it doesn't have to be maxed to get the whole ability. At level 13, it's at 15% less damage in combat.
So protect
so
it.
It's still good.
Don't leave it out in the open there, along with all your...
I might have to steal your design and see if it works for me.
See, I took this design and I flipped it down here for the first warpath.
Yeah.
And it worked, but it was very weird because I got so used. I'd already been using this for like a year. And then I flipped it down here because I heard in the warpath that there was a lot of stuff coming from the top, and I was like, all right, I don't want a lot of stuff just spawning right on my CC. So I sat there for hours and I made an exact like mirror image on this down at the bottom because I'm very OCD, and it worked. It worked, but because I got a very good time, but it was just weird because, like, here's a secret: I had my radio tower at the very top, and my friend Leinster showed me that. But so if I can't hide my radio tower down here because I can't hide it off screen.
So how does having it all in the bottom right corner help you? Going up.
Up here?
Well, all the stuff at the bottom, going to the left and going to the right, how does that help you as far as, for events, or do you rearrange stuff for events?
All these buildings?
Yeah.
So, if you take a jug shot on this thorium vault, it'll get just in front of my walls. And this is the range of my... Here, let me do my avalanche. So, like, I know once you're past these buildings, you're in range of my avalanches. And you can destroy all these buildings for free repair, but I don't need any of these buildings. These are all my junk buildings. So I keep the buildings that I use the most in the center. My workshop, my missile, my tech center, and then all the other ones are just way out in the corner. And I Like, you're not going to land a jug shot on it and kill anything in here. Because I used to have it all real close. Because I do that for invasion. But if you do that for PvP, like I had, see how this clump here? It was right there. So you could hit this guy here and knock out like a good chunk of this. Like, you can knock out that and then take another shot at one of the buildings over here, knock out that, and knock out that. And you could do my base for repair offline just with a Juggernaut. But people aren't smart like that. So, because I would come back online and just see losses, and I'm like, how? This base is so easy because then I had somebody hit me, and then he took a jug shot and just landed it right on my. He was able to get a jug shot for repair, so I was like, okay, this really bothers me having it open like that. But because I'd much rather have it
like right around.
But yeah, people using Juggernaut, they will just have a fun time with me. And something else, I removed all my trophies except for this one because it helps my. Well, when I jump, it loads a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And like it jumps a lot quicker, and yeah, just loading my base is a little better. Even though my base is really weird without trophies, and bases with trophies that are just loaded with trophies everywhere look way harder than they actually are. So I feel that without all the trophies, my base looks a lot weaker. So then I want to give that false sense of security.
Now, and you're like me as far as the OCD. So whenever, I guess people are going to probably look at it and say, well, why do you have all the buildings all in one section and not like helping to protect your base? So what's your reasoning for that, so people know? And what would be a good reason why people should have buildings around a base? And then should it be like right up against the base, or spread out, or lined up like that?
So like I used to have my buildings like this, like real neatly, and like if you ever played Tetris,
right,
it was something like that. But like if you have a max Juggernaut, you can take a free shot at this, I believe, and yeah, I think I had it like this. I had like a building like that, and then coming from the bottom, you could take a free shot at this and just knock all this out. So you don't want to have your buildings real close because the Juggernaut. Everything else, like phalanx spam and all that, you're better off having buildings close because then they fight the last end defenders, and this is like another barrier that they have to fight through while getting. So they'll be fighting the buildings that are out here, and then the last end defenders are picking them off or they're distracting them while my base is hitting them. But if somebody's attacking me with a Juggernaut, I'm better off like this. And if I want a base that's good or decent against everything, because like Debo said, if somebody wants to flat you, they'll flat you. And it's never going to be good against everything. But the good majority of things, I can offline, it'll put a hurting on without the buildings closed. If you put the buildings close, the Juggernaut will have a field day with you. Now, something else you can do is put them all the way. So I got max expansion, so you can put them way down here and line them up. So this way, some people run out of time. Like if they try to herald you back in the good old days, you put all your buildings way out here. So this way, by the time they would flat you, they just didn't have a time to travel across your base. Or you could put like one of these little dudes right in the corner, just like that. Forget about it. They have to travel it. It's actually, now that I think about it, I'm gonna sit there and do that.
Yeah.
There is Suzanne there on YouTube there, not there. Please don't talk about pineapples.
And I think,
please.
Hey, that's mine and my wife's safe word.
As long as it's not on pizza, we're good. Because pineapple is a good, delicious snack. But
I'll type in what my what my phrase is, but I'm not going to say it.
See,
you type it, I'll repeat it.
Repeat it.
Plus, I think if you put a building in the corner, it makes the PvE stuff spawn out a lot further too.
No.
Gotcha.
I have not seen that at all there. There's no elite at all.
Go ahead.
I guess I have to move this out of the way because I just realized that a jug shot could hit it. This is where just practicing with your units.
So, there, Debo there, and all the rest of the guys in the panel there, has anybody got elite Sandstorm bases there spawning?
I see them every once in a while, but they're like the rest of the unique bases. They only spawn every once in a while. So they're very rare to find on the map, but when you do, if you need them, they're nice.
I seen somebody zoom out, like way, way, way out on their map, which if you're in Facebook Game Room, you can hit the minus key, and it'll zoom your map out. Kind of, sort of. It'll make your screen smaller, but you can zoom your map out too. And you can hit the plus key to zoom in as well. But you can zoom your map out, and then you can see like more of your map. If you're in a browser like Facebook or Kixeye, you can just hold Control and zoom your wheel on your mouse back, or just hit the zoom settings on your browser. Like just zoom your browser out on the depending what browser you got. Hey, here's a elite unit that I can't Hydra base.
Are you kidding me, Dava? Why are you just teaching me this now? This is the coolest thing ever.
I remember I was in a sector with we were in 27 and Skipjack. We had done like a we surrounded Skipjack's base, and we made like a little design, and we zoomed. She taught me how to zoom out, and so we could take a nice picture of it. And I was like, "Wow, this is so cool!" But the problem is, like, if you try to scroll the map, like right now, I'm looking for res. Let's say, it'll lag even more than it is now. See, look, you can tell my ISP is poop because like I would never have any issues with this. Like I could zoom and it would never have any issues. But normally, if you zoomed way out, that's more that your computer has to load. And for me, anyways, it took forever. So like I would pull it, and then it would take like 5 or 6 seconds for everything to populate again, because there's just, you probably could get like 50 to 60 by 60, where like normally you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Look at mine.
I backed it up by 3 clicks, and this is the way I'm going to play the game from now on. This is freaking awesome.
Right now I'm on 22 going down, and normally like if you zoom it out enough, you can get like 60 going down. But it's really good also if you're in an unfriendly sector. You can keep an eye on your base with like, because you can see so much further out than like 20 hexes or so around your base.
I think this is a 60 hex by like 100 hex zoom.
It's really cool, and it's a feature that's in the game. It's not a exploit or anything, to my knowledge. I'm speaking as a player. Like, as far as I know, it's not anything. It's just a tool that's not very known. So you can use it to defend your buddy's base, or like if you jump together, have one guy whose sole purpose is to zoom out on like that, and then watch, and it'll zoom your base out too. So like all you guys that like to play full screen, like or not zoomed in but like zoomed out, it'll zoom out your base, and it'll keep it like that. So like right now I am zoomed in. So if I scrolled the wheel back, this base would automatically zoom out even though I have it clicked to zoom in. So that's something else would work. But look how long this Intel base is taking to load. Like me and the ISP are gonna have to have a little chat. Because this is ridiculous.
Illinois State Police. I don't think they're going to actually do anything with your computer, but I mean,
I'm sure my my internet service providers in the state.
Oh, okay. Internet service probably got you.
No, because then the Illinois State Police can arrest whoever's in your state because they're screwing me out of my service that I'm paying for. Who knows? The CEO or whatever could be in your state.
Congratulations, also. Are we all good there? I think I should give a few shout outs there. Okay there?
Yep.
Oh, me? Okay. Shout outs. Good night, everybody.
That's okay. Dubba?
Yeah, I want to give a great shout out to when this base loads. Hey, this one actually loaded proper now. Give a good shout out to my immune system for keeping me healthy. But give a shout out to Kickstarter for this 95 base because it's really awesome. And when I do my shadow ups, I only have to hit like it's an 8,000 base. So like it gives me 8,000 shadow ups points. So it kind of lessens my grinding as a higher level. Shout out to Sector, what was I, 12 or 16 for allowing me to stay there.
16.
I'll give a shout out to good old Stewie for he was playing War Commander when he stole those bases, and he was actually he wasn't being disrespectful or anything in chat. So shout out to him, teaching us that we have to guard our bases when we give them. And final shout out to everyone out on YouTube, everyone on the panel, and yeah.
Real quick before you finish up, just one special shout out to the spotted dick. That is to the spotted dick. Thank you.
He said my phrase.
Right, Brandy, your shout out there.
All right. Well, shout out to the YouTubers, the panel. I appreciated it very much. City coming on for me last freaking second. I'm sorry that he had a lot of technical issues joining, and but he did eventually got back on, which was awesome. He's a good guy, so he does what he can for the community, and that's what we're about. We're trying to do what we can for the community to help people progress in the game, and I appreciated being on here. That's my shout out.
Thank you very much, sir. Slim.
Shout out to Daba Phoenix, Toad, Anton Airlines, and Fear the Stiletto for helping me with my various Omega bases. And shout out to Rev.
Get up there. Thomas.
Yeah. I will say shout out to the panel and to the YouTube viewers. And shout out to Kickside for the new the 5 base is awesome. That's all.
Thank you there, Thomas. Yeah. Very good there. Okay, myself there, everybody, I thank everybody for the panel there, and thank you very much for everybody turning up and having so much fun there and that there, and doing their own goody ideas and basis a certain way, this way, that way, and all that there. Okay. All to say is, good night, everybody. Keep it classy.